which is, I think...
I think it's the ship, no?
What's the tier 2 emo, John?
Tier 2 is Totes.
Toads.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, my bad.
No,
Joy
he incentivized Totes. It was clever. It was very clever.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ship's only for the most dedicated. I mean, sorry guys.
No
Not
offense.
No, not that way. Sorry. Wait, I take it back. The people with the deepest pockets. There we go.
There we go. Well, yeah, the boats don't come cheap, you know what I mean?
Yeah, seriously.
Well, what I'm actually going to do, because I only just hit the record button, is I'm going to replay those so that we can at least see those in...
The VOD.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tibbs.
So...
Clutch Totes.
Hi, YouTube.
Happy Kilmer will get thrown in there.
Yeah.
Yay!
Rock Pants for Elined. Then again, I'm ill, so...
Basically. Hey, whatever helps you remember it, right?
And Real Brick Wall.
Yeah. We like you guys.
A lot.
Might even be love. But let's go on another couple dates first. I don't want to, you know, make it.
Real Brick Wall will be Liam.
Yeah!
Yes, join the good fight.
I refuse.
No ravaging. Down with ravaging. Down. Ah,
Oh,
my arm.
She's literally eating her.
Why?
Somebody do
Why?
something. Brom, isn't that
this
your
isn't
job?
how you ravage? Oh, whoops.
Oh, shit. Spent too
Actually
much
have
time
to,
around
like,
inside
look up on
her.
this.
Yeah.
Actually, did I
MP.
break out the unsealy stuff? I don't
Oh,
think so.
sure hope
I
you
don't
did.
think I was smart enough.
Oh boy. Yeah.
And then Erwin,
my
let's totally
God.
not prevent the game from starting with a series of subscriptions and donations. That's the worst thing to do,
You guys
really.
don't want us to play. I guess we won't.
Can you imagine if they just forced us to not play a whole session?
I mean, to some extent, if they do so by subscribing and donating, I'm not.
Artemis just throws down with a $20 primal donation.
Oh shit. Hey. Oh wow.
Oh my!
Scandalous.
Scandal.
Ah,
Oh
thank
god.
you,
Oh
everyone.
no, it's happening.
Cool Imp becomes a Slua.
Nice. Okay,
All
It's
right.
okay, you can just join a new house every month.
it's true.
Oh.
What's this?
Real Brick Wall has become nobility. Kate ravaged Liz. How scandalous.
UMP's got priorities on straight, guys. Why not a red cap? Come
Come
on!
on.
Great question.
Change your house. Yep, new house every month.
What if Aragorn is just infiltrating House Baelor?
Probably. Knowing
Would
her.
you need to physically disfigure yourself to infiltrate House Baelor?
Well, it depends. If you're swearing the oath, then I guess you're straight up in.
Yikes, Kate. Holy crap. I'm into it.
You were supposed to destroy the Baelor, not join them!
You were the chosen one.
It's okay. Aragorn has the high ground.
It's okay. Yeah, exactly.
And Laurent has the low ground?
Yes.
But if there's someone out there who potentially could have the seas, it would be our
Oh.
good friend Captain Daff.
Always with the...
As we salute both of our moderators, Echoes Through Song and She Who Knows 10,000 Things, let us move all the way into a recap that has been very, very patiently waiting to be heard. Because it's been a while. It's been a while.
It's that good. Listen to a regret.
Summer blaze makes me feel...
If, where the hell did it go?
Uh-oh.
Well, it's somewhere in the tubes, John. The internet.
Yeah,
The
right in
series
the
of-
tubes.
Somewhere in the pattern spiders.
I downloaded
See what I
it.
did? I referenced something from the game.
Check your DM. Oh, right.
Oh no, didn't you want us to
There it
respond to
is.
that on stream, Crosshair?
There it is.
Wow. Whoa. Hey guys. Welcome to the stream.
Oh,
Aragorn has thrown down evil rage pillow donations.
But why? But also thank you. But why rage pillows?
they aren't that evil or raging.
No.
I like how Liz looked down and I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, well, I guess we're going there.
Just checking out what pillow.
Your evil rage pillows.
Because I'm
alright.
evil.
Okay,
Okay.
Crosshair, cool. And Aragorn,
Right.
I understand. Thank you. Oh, yep.
But let's have a listen, shall we?
Please.
Mm.
Last time on Changeling. Sophia's local dragon expert has slipped into the forgetting, so she contacts the Selkie in Halifax. Incisor tells Patches about the workshop lock-in system. Sophia and Braum talk about his dreams. A fire alarm goes off. The lobby cameras show Kaylee has returned, looking badly hurt. A woman appears and shoots out the cameras. The freeholders race downstairs. Braum tries to deck the woman, but gets shot. He sweeps out her feet, cracking her head on the floor. A dude joins the fray, gun drawn. Patches yells that they're undercover. Somewhat suspicious, he drives off with the woman. Claude removes the bullet from Braum, while Patches removes a folding dagger from Kaylee. She says she's really quiet on the hunt, a clear of the Black Furies, and she's been working with Sister. They offer her a place to stay. Claude throws Patches a celebratory fireball. Sophia asks the dagger where it came from. Kyoko thinks Sister owes Brom a favour, but doesn't know what for. Brom and Patches both visit Incisor, but it's the ladies who go thrashing. Can Sophia track down the dagger? Will Kaylee turn tail? And is Brawfia a thing? Find out on Changeling. Now.
Yay!
Why would
Raffia? Be a
I mean,
thing? People ship it.
Hey, look.
people are allowed to ship what they want, I
People are
suppose.
shipping patches with a literal keypad. People will ship anything. I think we've
Hey,
established.
look.
Not
On
the
our
spirit
first
of a
meeting.
person.
I violated that keypad on our first interaction.
Wow. And you sure? Well, you changed
Yeah, I
it.
did.
There's a reason it
Unlocked
calls you.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, why would I say that? No, don't.
Now, I have a question about ships, just to throw this in here. Is the portmanteau's order important?
Ooh.
So, for instance, if I said patchpad, is that the same as saying Keeches?
Aw, Keeches.
I'm gonna.
Whichever one sounds
Whoa,
better.
Yeah, I was
damn,
gonna say,
Captain
like-
Duff answered that very quickly.
Huh.
You've been thinking a lot about this, hey,
Oh,
Cap?
boy. So Valence? That was not the case at all.
Well, you did order her to die.
Because Captain Daff is correct in that I believe the original portmanteaus, the first name would be the more dominant one in the conversation, or the aggressor in the relationship.
I didn't know that. I mean,
And
I guess
she
it makes sense,
killed
but yeah, I
herself.
always
She
just
leaned
assumed
on
it was a
good
question
spirit.
of like whatever sounded.
It's like jumping on the grenade.
Best, you know, there's like just an auditory component of, Brioko
How Sophia does it?
is more
Yes.
is more interesting than
Kyom!
Kyom, or whatever, right? Oh god.
Whichever one just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Interrupting with
Yeah.
an X or slash.
Fixing it, yeah. Brom.
Or if you're capitalizing.
Portmanteau takes precedent over relationship. Okay, it is known.
Great. All right. And he
no.
just wants to hear a bunch of names crammed together, if you know what I
Inches.
mean. Hashtag inches.
And he's just saying that because otherwise hashtag Jore would be weird.
Sure.
I mean, it's always going to be weird.
She's the younger one. He's more experienced.
He sure is.
Is keypad a touchpad tactile tensions? And there's Aragorn
No.
freaking out over the mention of hashtag Jore.
Oh god, she's going down.
Yay.
Going down, mod down.
No, that's her new ship.
It's someone from Wales and someone from Iceland.
No, that's the sound somebody makes if they accidentally slam their testicles in a door.
Sophia.
It's actually pretty good, John. Burn Kilmore? I'm into it. I'm into the burning. That's some good stuff.
So
All right,
Sophia,
okay.
what?
That's not what I. What?
Sophia.
Would that make the portmanteau Arthemore?
Yes.
Or Happy Kilme's?
No, Arthur.
Why Scott stunting?
Because I described my action, buddy. No, I made a Wales, like a Welsh/Icelandic joke. It's not great, but thank you, Captain Daffleton.
Liz and I never pay attention to you. That's why we.
That's
have no
correct.
idea.
You guys have like side convos, and I'm just like
We do.
doing a shtick over here. Like, that's why I'm on the end this time.
Scott's mugging.
One
Well,
day
you
I'm
were on
gonna-
the end the other time.
That's true. I'm gonna be in the middle for a game once, guys, and it's gonna be awful. Get done.
I think it's probably time that we start this
Yeah,
up.
sorry.
right?
Yes.
I'm
There's
pretty
no
sure Lo is
apologies
here
necessary.
I was here.
I'm going to apologize. The now playing is broken currently because the music software that I use has been updated and broke all of the OBS utilities that pull the title. So you're just going to have to deal without it. Such is life. It'll get fixed pretty soon, I imagine. Well, thank you, Drake. We appreciate it. Is there anything that the three of you have to declare before we start?
Purchases?
Yes. I don't know if you
You
want
can go
to start. I
first.
can
You
start.
had your hand raised.
After Brom spent the requisite, like the minimum amount of time possible healing in the freehold, he started a pretty intense. Whoops. He started a pretty intense regimen.
Pretty intense whoops.
Oh my.
At the gym, and will continue to do so. He's preparing for Pennons, and because of the gunshot scare the other day, he's specifically working not on lifting but on flexibility, reflexes, and so on. So he's been doing he's been doing a lot of cardio and that sort of thing. So I bought Dex 4. I was like, oh good, I'm done explaining. Nope, that was the whole point. Anyway, yeah, that's what I'm doing here.
And Sophia is now at Spring 3. Well of life.
No expenditures here.
Yet.
No.
Hurrah.
No, nothing for Patches?
Nope, nothing gets spent.
Is that like a sad thing, or are we okay with that?
That's okay. I'm saving up.
I'm warming up.
Oh boy.
We're advancing the date to today.
September 24th.
So
has
if
been.
you have glamour or willpower spent, you can heal it. Brom, you should be now fully recovered from your ordeal
Not even
of getting blat.
Mm-hmm.
It's the technical term for it. So, other than that, if chat has anything, then we can start. 9% battery, no.
By soul sir.
Yes, knowing you. Bye.
Oh my god, Liz, please. If you can.
Yeah, that's about how you raise your deck.
Just imagine like about a foot and a half taller, blue, and like
Super
with
jacked.
like jacked and like
Oh
fucking
my
scales
God.
coming off of him.
Damn, that was funny. Holy crap. Oh. That was amazing.
Worth. All right. Okay.
Looking brilliant.
I'm a maniac.
Oh, Oof. Can't do it that way. I straddle this weird line between being competitive and then just wanting to play for fun. And if you ask the three people who are sitting on the other screen, I'm pretty sure that they'd be able to tell you the same thing. That there are times where I just want to play, and I don't particularly care about the idea of dominating or even winning, just the sheer purpose of fun. And yet, there are times where I will sit down at a table and I will make the decision that I will try my hardest to win. I never override my innate sense of sportsmanship, or at least I hope I would never override my innate sense of sportsmanship. But it sometimes is my goal not necessarily to just enjoy myself, but that my enjoyment comes from my exercising my mental faculties, my physical dexterity, my intuition, so that I can experience the thrill of victory. Now, role-playing games have that to a certain degree. There are players who attempt to do whatever they can in order to achieve mastery of what their character is meant to do. And if you have a team that works together, then you'll have characters that will complement and balance each other's strengths and weaknesses in an attempt to be able to come against all who oppose them and succeed. I don't believe our players are there yet. In fact, I'm not even sure that our players have their characters even in line yet. But what I will say is that if they're playing to enjoy, then I'm willing to support them. If they're playing to win, they just might have to bring everything they have. Starting this session, your character sheets are now locked. You have been playing your characters long enough for you to know where you lie, and so therefore anything you want to add, you will have to earn through experience or under the table bribery.
What? Huh.
I wonder whether this need to win is matched by your characters sometimes, or whether it's just enough to cruise through life popular or wicked. Breakfast on a Sunday morning is French toast, homemade sausages, and for those who might not enjoy something either terribly heavy or terribly meaty, there is quiche, spinach quiche. And there's those decanters that you'll have that you fill with water and then they have a spigot?
Yeah.
There's one of those, except in this decanter, it is a sparkling orange drink with slices of orange floating in it. And it just might smell slightly alcoholic.
Mimosas!
Next to it is another one. Only this one smells more of grapefruit.
Half and half.
If I've received the if I've received Kyoko's package, ... If I've received the information that Kyoko had being delivered, I will have waited to open it until these two were available. So I'm going to bring it to breakfast.
I'm sitting at the at a chair with a low table as close to the garden as possible so I can see outside, and eating my breakfast and making notes on a piece in a notebook. Stuff down.
Your guest has since left, by the way, Sophia.
Yeah. How hungover is Patches on a scale? Like, has it lasted the full week, would you
No,
say,
not
from
at
thrashing?
all.
Okay,
Not at all.
I
She
thought
wasn't
a 2
even
week.
hungover the next day.
I would check.
Wow.
I was concerned.
No. That just knows how to drink. It's like one of the parts of having the British heritage.
Steady
You know,
hand.
having been born there, you know, even if she left before she got to drinking age, she knew how
You just
to
know.
go out to the pub, have
Oh,
a
yeah.
few pints, and be okay in the morning.
Get home in the total dark. If you live in the country.
The trip is to grab some chips on your way home.
Nice. I'm gonna sit down near Sophia and sort of invite. I don't know if you're sitting nearby or not, but I'll invite Patches
Somewhere.
over as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Patches, how are you?
Fine. How about you?
I'm feeling very well. Very
Good.
well indeed. Sophia, what is that? Notes for penance, I imagine?
It's a week away. We have a lot to do. And I'm working on some songs that I thought I could perform.
That's good. We need to have entertainment. More than
Oh,
just
there will be-
people beating
so-
each other senseless.
I have a lot of entertainment lined up. Thank you very much.
Isn't that the point of penance?
In between the beating senseless, there should be
I
some
see.
music.
It's a chance for Changeling, for all Cathane to venerate the warriors of society, to show them that they respect what they do. Not to say that
Pennons also traditionally has music and musical competitions.
I see it as an opportunity for people to enjoy any type of artistry they want, be it listening to music or beating each other senseless. We're going to have a bunch of
Effectively.
different stations throughout the gardens,
Who's
and
building
people
these
will be able to
stations?
walk around. Oh, it will be worked out.
Give me the plans, or the Pinterest board, and
I'll send you the link to the Pinterest board.
I'll get started.
Thank you, Patches.
you feel all right with building for this ceremony. Or?
Better me. I don't trust anyone else.
Oh, I suppose that's true. Are you
What
planning?
kind of numbers are we expecting? Should I set it? Should we be erecting bleachers?
I'll have to ask Tallis for the most recent count. He was
The
one in
elevator
charge.
doors open, and Tallis comes in, and he's got a huge cardboard box that he's got his arms wrapped around, like right in front of him, and he clops his way in, and then manages somehow to execute a proper bow without losing his balance, dropping the box, or looking too awkward.
Nice. Respect. Respect.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need a hand with that?
No, Freeholder, I'm on my way to the garden. I'm just making sure that I've got everything as per the Lady Sophia's request.
Do you have the most recent head count, Tallis?
We're looking at approximately 50 to 60, possibly up to 100 or 150, depending on whether or not we reach Quebec City.
Well, we'll account for 150. And worst case scenario, there's a lot of extra food and drink for everyone.
And we'll
doesn't sound
have
so
modular seating so it doesn't look too empty. Because we only have 50 and seating for 150. People will feel like it's empty. So we'll make sure there are a few rows we can get rid of or add on.
I think that's a
It's not
wonderful
too
idea.
bad for our first ceremony.
I do have streamers.
One arena, though. And
I
it'll be multi-purpose.
I wanted a bunch of smaller arenas. Then there could be, you had mentioned wanting a marksmanship competition. I thought that could be off to one side. We could have a wrestling match. We could have jugglers in another area. I want fire eaters. And I want...
Okay. Maybe we can have a bigger setup for selling.
Sophia, you have been planning for a long time, but the logistics of it, I assume, are quite complex.
Of course, I understand. That's why we've put the best in charge.
Right. You may need to compromise on some of the ideas that you have, so we can have one main space.
I don't see why. This is our first hosted event
We want to
at
make
the
sure
Spark.
that
We need to make
what we
sure
have is good,
that it's excellent.
rather than slapping it all together and having it collapse under everyone and then hating us forever.
I have to agree with Patches.
I'll see what I can do.
Don't want
Ambitious,
people to hate us
but
forever.
still realistic.
I'll let you do the painting. That way,
You'll let me hire the painters. Is that what you meant, Patches?
I'll let you purchase the streamers and the decorations.
Yay!
You make it pretty. I'll make it safe.
Patches, are you planning
that
on
on a t-shirt.
entering any of the...
We'll see. I don't
Shows
want
of skill?
to
Oh, you have to enter the
be
marksmanship
the
competition,
host who
Patches.
just wipes the floor with everyone. That's not very generous.
Or are you talented?
Have you ever heard of the art of Wu Wei? Doing without doing? Being so good at something that you don't have to actually do it?
No. I don't understand. Doing something
So,
well without
the
doing it at all.
World's best archer. He's so good that he doesn't have to prove his talent.
Yes, but nobody's seen you.
Exactly.
But how do they know that you're the best?
Because I don't have to prove it.
But what if you did prove it?
Then I would be a rude host. Because I would just invite all these people in to show them how cool I am.
But isn't that kind of the point? We're putting the Spark on display. We're putting ourselves on display as being people to know, people to pay attention
is
to.
it a good idea to let them know how good a shot I am, or let them think that I'm
Yes.
bad at it, so that they think that we're weak, and if they try to...
We don't want them to try to attack us.
Yeah, I
I'm
guess
fine
so.
with them thinking we're too powerful to attack.
All right, I'll compete.
Hey!
And hopefully there are other good marksmen in the region.
Well, maybe if I have a free moment, I can challenge you. I've certainly... You have fired a shot or two in my day.
Sophia, your cell phone rings. I'm not sure what you would use as a ringtone, but I'm sure...
Let me get back to you on that. It
It's
has to be perfect.
no, it's friggin' it's Winter by Vivaldi.
It's probably Despacito, let's be honest.
Oh my god, I'm going to kill you. Despacito. Oh,
Oh my
excuse
gosh,
me.
sorry, it's for me. I'm just gonna let it play for a bit more.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm sorry, your phone. Sophia, your phone.
Thank you, Brom. I do have ears.
Tallis adjusts his grip on the box, and the metallic joints of one hand press a little bit into the cardboard as he makes his way, uses the box to open the latch to head into the garden, and passes on through.
Dance.
Hello.
Lady Sophia?
Mhm.
It's Marnie. You remember, you asked me to swing by.
Yes, Marnie, of course. Are you available today?
I just managed to make it in. Give me about 30 minutes and I might be able to make it down?
Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll see you then.
And where are you? Are you still over close by the spark?
Yes.
All right. I'll see you soon.
All right. See you then. Hey, John, who's Marnie?
Marnie is the Selkie who you have
I
asked to
assumed.
bring in.
Okay, great. Who was that?
So omnipotent.
Yeah.
So presence. Who was that? Fabulous.
It's only a 12-hour drive. You can do it in the afternoon. My
It's
brother.
a really long afternoon.
I'm going to quickly check at the food situation to make sure that there's enough that we could offer her food and drink when she arrives.
Stumbling out of the kitchen with one of those portable heaters, Claude just sort of plunks it onto the bar.
Claude, we have a guest on her way.
We have guests all the time. I mean,
Actually, we don't, but I'm hoping to change that.
listen, if you are thinking that it is going to be a problem, it is not. I'm actually ahead of the game. You wouldn't believe it, but Tallis seems to actually be doing something with his life at this point, and maybe he got excited about your party.
Well, I hope everybody's excited about the party.
Yes. That would be a good thing to hope.
Marnie
Mhm.
is the Selkie in Halifax, the expert in chimerical beings.
She might have more information for us about where
Yeah.
little one may
So
have
she's
come
on her
from.
way here, but I think we should be careful about how much we give away at this point. I saw her speak once.
Is she just like coming in for penance, or is she just coming in to talk to you?
Well, I'd asked her to contact me next time she was in town.
Oh, okay, cool, great. I just want to make sure she wasn't here just
We
for
can
us.
invite her to penance.
Yeah. If she's sticking around.
Guess we'll find out.
Seems like a good ally to have. I agree, Sophia. Perhaps you're looking for information for a new work that you're doing, or something, a song, or something. Just remember that little one is an ice dragon, and that would be her providence.
Right.
Also, after Marnie leaves, I would like to extend an invitation to both of you. We need to visit the Duke. Not only to make sure that he is appraised of all of the goings on here at the Spark, but I would also like to ask him for formal leave to handle the assailants, find out more about where they came from, and perhaps see if he's allowed
Kaylee is our
anything.
fella, because we've had a few already.
That's correct. Kaylee's assailants, but also, yes, see if he's allowed anything to follow, given her any reign here in the county.
Well, maybe after Marnie comes by, we could all head out together? Unless you prefer to go right away, in
No.
which case you
No.
would be in charge of inviting Duke Granville to Pennons. You would have to do that very properly.
I certainly know how to conduct myself at court. Thank you very much.
I know you do.
But I would
Brom.
rather if we went together and presented a united front. Especially Patches, if you are available. I think it would be important that we all go.
Sure. I think me being there would be good.
Of course, he put the three of us in charge.
She
Should be the
included
three
me
of us.
because I happen to be a knocker. But if you think that would actually sway him, sure, I'll come. I just don't have the same level of influence that you two do.
No, I think that Brom's right, that we need to present a united front. The last time he saw us, it was the three of us he put in charge of the Spark. Now the Spark is maybe being threatened, so it should be the three of us dealing with it.
All right.
Good, then we'll wait for Marnie, and I will take my leave. I don't need to make any faux pas here.
How could you ever make a faux pas? I mean, it's not as if you've ever done anything in your life that is going to be considered a mistake.
I suppose that's one way of looking at it, Claude, but I feel like I've done a number of things in the course of my life that's how we learn, isn't it? By making mistakes. Oh.
I learn from books. Sometimes I watch YouTube.
Cookbooks?
Yes.
Stewart's.
That's all I care about. It's being a domestic prick. Do you know, Brom, what happened to me that drove me to sit behind a bar day in and day out? Do you know what shattered me so much that I would leave my home and come over here?
What was it, Claude?
I thought so. And he heads back into the kitchen.
What? I have to find out more about that. I hope he's all right. He seems a little upset. Already working, Patches.
Yeah.
And Sizer
Oh, boy.
comes out of her room. She is wrapped up entirely within her the comforter on her bed. So she has like just a little kind of hood, and it's closed up that she's clutching on with one hand, and she's just sleepily shuffling into the room. And she, without even opening her eyes, just goes eeny, meeny, miny, mo to the two different mimosa containers, picks the grapefruit one, lifts it,
Oh,
extending an arm and lifting it and pulling it under the comforter, and then just starting to shuffle back to her own room.
I would appreciate maybe maybe I could find you a plastic sack of some kind to carry the drink in. We might need the container again.
There doesn't seem to be an answer from her. She's just
Definitely.
heading back.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick my battles, I think, on this one. Yeah, that sounds right. I hope no one else wanted any of that.
So,
Oh, why would we?
3 arenas, huh?
If you can manage it. I'm sorry, Patches. I get a little carried away.
No, it's all right. So 1 for music, 1 for armed combat, 1 for range fighting.
I was hoping that there could be the little arenas, but then that the central area
Around
would
the
have
pond
the
would have
food
food
and the
and
music,
right.
and yeah, maybe a
So-
little stage there where people could have a music competition towards the end of the night when everyone's tired.
So just 2 stages.
Well, 1 stage and then 3 arenas for the actual combat, so people can circulate.
So fighting arena, like swords, bows and arrows,
Mm-hmm.
and
then maybe 1 for wrestling. There could be wrestlers, and then at another time there could be jugglers. At another time there
how
could be
many
fire
people
eaters.
are coming in to participate versus how many people will be watching?
Tallis would know the numbers.
So
there.
he said 50 to 150.
Mhm.
So let's say we have 150 people. To have all 3 arenas going at the same time
Mhm.
would mean like 30 people participating in these events. Plus the middle part would be another 10, which only leaves like 110 people.
Well, that's
which
why
means that like it would be really spread out.
that was kind of. I would prefer to have a lot of things happening at once rather than one activity that everybody's focused on. I wanted, rather than seating for people, I wanted them to be able to walk around.
You don't think building a sense of community around one event at a time would
Or
be...
2 at a time, because also then how is Duke Granville supposed to actually fairly...
Sophia, your phone
Mhm.
pings with an email notification.
I check it?
It's a calendar invite for a fitting session towards the end of the day.
I mark attending.
Automatically add it to my Google
It's
Calendar.
automatically added to my Google Calendar. Yes. It's... Patches, if you truly think that it's best to just have one arena where everybody can watch...
I think I'm just worried about simultaneous events. I think it'll spread people out a bit too much. But I think we could have the multiple locations to get people moving and circulating, and give time to set up between events.
That I'm fine with. So maybe we
have-
don't have to
yeah.
have... We'll try to
'Cause I
avoid
just
too
don't
much
think
overlap.
We have enough confirmed numbers to think that we can keep everything going all day.
And in terms of Duke Granville and what he'll be doing, he'll be on the stage at the end of the evening to give out all of the pennants. So he'll be awarding all of the pennants for all of the winners throughout the day.
But we
So
do
we're
want
going to be
him to be-
keeping track of all the winners, and then there will be a ceremony all at the end.
So he isn't our judge, he's just our...
Exactly. I wouldn't ask him to
Okay.
judge all of the events. That's going to be a lot.
The door to the elevator opens up.
Oh.
Or rather, it chimes and then it opens. A woman walks out with a sundress on, and underneath the sundress, you can see the small pokings out of what seems to be a sweater or a coat tied around her waist underneath. There's her eyes are wide and dark, and the pigtails in her hair do a good job of covering up just a little bit of the pointiness of her ears. She's wearing flip-flops, and it's noticeable that her fingers and her toes are very slightly webbed.
I want to go forward and extend my hand and go for the double cheek kiss.
The Montreal two-cheek kiss.
À la française.
À la française.
If you will.
She accepts the two cheek kiss and then curtsies. Lady Sophia, thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you for coming. This is Sir Brom. Sir Brom, this is Marnie. And this is Patches.
So she first approaches Patches and offers just one hand held up with 3 fingers like this. Patches, this is a gesture known to knockers who have registered with the Bestin. It's meant to represent a pen or a pencil in hand. Patches, I'm very pleased to meet you.
Likewise.
And Sir Brom. And she approaches Brom. Your name has even reached me. I really do appreciate the chance to meet you finally.
Well, it is wonderful to meet you as well. Marnie, was it? I will not take up too much of your time. I'm sure you have much to discuss with the Lady Sophia. But I just wanted to say it is wonderful to meet you.
No, of course. I just... Please understand that I do hold you in the highest respect. And she reaches out and she takes both of Brom's hands in hers and nods slightly.
Do I recognize Marnie? Have I met this woman before?
And then there's a moment, Brom.
Last time on Changeling.
That's last time on Changeling. Shit. Then there's a moment, Brom.
Stop. The game
Right here.
French.
So Sophia and Patches,
Yes.
Yep.
Brom's eyes just kind of like go distant.
I'm gonna look at him.
He's not.
And while Marnie looks a little bit concerned, Brom doesn't move for about 30 seconds.
Gonna put my hand on his arm. Brom? Brom, are you all right?
Yes. My apologies. I'm not feeling quite myself. I just need to have a lie down for a moment. Please enjoy yourself. I must. Excuse me.
Sorry about that, Marnie.
Was it something I said?
No, he was injured in combat fairly recently. I think he's still affected by it.
Hmm.
Would you like something to drink? We have, and then I look and realize that there is only one choice. We have mimosa.
Oh,
Also, I'm sure Claude would happily whip
Mhm.
up something else if you were interested.
and then she reaches in her purse and she pulls out a small wrapped package and she gives it to Sophia.
What's this?
Locks. I only just got it. Don't worry, it's fine.
Should I open it here?
Well, that's up to you. You could also just put it in the fridge.
Right. I look to see if Claude is behind the bar. He was. I don't know if he left though.
So Claude is still sitting there and he's just sort of watching Brom leave.
Claude, could we put this in the fridge?
Yes, we'll have to get bagels. You don't eat this without bagels. I honestly, I'm not even sure where you got it with some bagels, but fine. There
Thank
you go.
you, Claude.
Yes.
I like Montreal.
Takes the locks and then heads down. Marnie is still looking a little bit nervous.
But to drink, Marnie. Mimosa? Something else?
Mimosa's fine. Huh. Well, I suppose I just don't know.
Don't know about what?
How to help your friend, that's all.
Oh,
I'm better with other things than with changelings, that's all.
Everybody has their own troubles. Can't fix everything.
I could never imagine you with troubles, Lady Sophia.
Wow, that's true. No.
Wow.
Shall we? And I gesture to the gardens because apparently I only talk in the gardens.
Sure.
Mhm.
Bye.
Patches,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing?
Sketching out the plans for our activities.
This is looking fabulous so far.
Yeah.
Thanks for adding in the tents that are on the Pinterest board.
I
You
mean,
knew
Brom.
I
I
would
was
ask.
drawing a freaking tent, and I was like, how else would I draw it? That.
Looks exactly like
Pyramid
the
with a
tents
flag
that I
on top.
pinned.
That
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense.
pyramid. Like it's a square with a pyramid and a little flag. Yeah, tent.
Will there be like a pavilion for the Duke, like a kind of fancier tent?
I don't know, something like that.
Foot in the bill, Sophia?
Sure.
Well, like back here, the little pavilions for the combatants or whatever performing stuff like that. You know. Like that.
Yes.
And I'm mentally costing out. Basically, she's gonna buy us a whole bunch of folding chairs, and she's gonna put the bill for everything. And I'm gonna build a whole bunch of riser platforms to put the chairs on outside, so that we don't have to worry about terrain. Bleachers, all easy to bring in, small scale, and yeah.
Nice.
Brom,
Yes.
what are you doing?
two things. One, I'm immediately taking a scrap of paper from. I've gone back to the office, our office. I'm taking a scrap of paper and I'm writing Marnie on it, and then I'm tacking it to a cork board that I have hidden in a large drawer in my desk. It's not out. It's like in a drawer, and on there there's like a scrap of paper that says Rick, a scrap of paper that now says Marnie, and then a scrap of paper that says voices, man, and voice, woman. And that's like, and I just kind of look at it for a while and then put it away. The other thing that I'm doing is opening the delivery that Kyoko had sent, which I believe were going to be details on the, to whom the red car was registered, but I'm not actually sure. I'm going to open it with these two, but I don't want to interrupt them.
When you open up the envelope, you see that the car is registered not to a person, but to an organization, the Engineers Club.
The Engineers Club? Interesting. Like the Engineers Club of Montreal or some such?
No, just the Engineers Club. It provides an address. It's part of the McGill campus.
Oh. I'm gonna boot up a computer and just see if I can find any more information about the Engineers Club at McGill.
Okay, so when you go on their web, are you specifically on McGill's website or just Googling it?
I'm assuming it's like a, what are those called? Anyway, sort of like outside of, anyway. I'm assuming it's through McGill.
So in looking it up and in spending some time going through it, you notice that there's mentions of the engineering faculty, the engineering classes, even a solar car competition held by the engineering students, but no mention of something called the Engineers Club.
I guess without getting too much into the nitty gritty, I'll widen the net a little bit and just I'll strike McGill and just search Montreal instead. Maybe I'll look at the address and see if anything comes up on Google Maps. Anyone from Google is watching.
Hi, Lexi. Don't mind me.
I'll point out that while McGill might be the preeminent English university in Montreal, the four of us didn't attend it.
That's because they don't have a theater program. They have
Yeah.
a theater club and like drama, but that's very academic. I could have gone if I wanted to.
Nice.
We're post-eminent anyway. Not great.
Ugh.
It's okay.
But
But I'll just continue to research while I kind of wait out the time that I assume Marnie is there.
Chatting.
Marnie claps with delight and immediately, almost without thinking, kicks off her flip-flops and wades up to her knees in the pond.
I'm gonna smile at this and go and sit on the bench that's next to the pond.
She turns around and one of her pigtails just biffs her right in the face as she does so.
Cool.
Blinks for a second. That's right. All of us attended Concordia University, Kung Fu Fenris. So, yes.
How we know each other.
I met John in the Slammer. What?
Clink!
The
Oh, Liz just...
slammer?
Liz,
Yeah,
we swore a blood oath.
Sorry about that.
Nice.
You are sorry that you ever swore a blood oath.
Oh, shit.
Right into the mic.
Speaking of blood oaths.
Brom swears that he's going to eat a second helping of brunch. Anyway. I'm gonna chuckle at that and take out my phone and pull up the recording app and say, "Is it all right if I record our conversation?"
Of course. You know that I wouldn't mind. It seemed important for you to discuss this in person. What's wrong?
I just realized very recently the three of us were put in charge of this place. And
Moving up in the world.
yeah. And it's strange to suddenly have all of this responsibility that I've never had to worry about before. And it didn't take long before I realized how ill-equipped I feel in some degrees. There's so much about the dreaming that I don't know. Specifically about Chimera, despite what Mab here would have you believe. And I take her out and give her a little pat.
Hello, Mab. She reaches out her hand, not palm up, but Mab, puts one paw in the hand for a second and then just sort of pulls it off and holds it up for a second and then chooses better and returns to her place underneath Sophia's hair.
She's a little shy, but she'll warm up to you, I'm sure.
Sweet.
What is it about Chimera that you need to know?
Where to start? Funny, my father is actually a writer. And he writes fantasy novels. And his most recent one had dragons in it. And he doesn't know.
A lot of fantasy novels do.
Of course. And he doesn't know about the fae, about the dreaming, but I suppose I've had dragons on my mind since reading his book.
All right, Sophia, let's roll some manipulation subterfuge there. That's a difficulty of 6.
I guess I've just been thinking a lot about him. That's a thing.
Sure is. I'm going to spend a point of willpower on this.
Whoa. Shit, dude.
Yeah, man.
You really want to... That was so convincing. I love it. Go, Liz. Go.
What was it? Difficulty 6?
6, I think.
6.
That would be 2 successes.
Including the willpower?
That includes the willpower.
Okay. And you've decided that you want to give your father some genuine advice?
Well, he wouldn't be able to know it was genuine, but there were some things that seemed a little far-fetched to me. And I'm going to try to figure out a way to make him better informed when he writes the sequel. If it does well enough.
Well, generally, I imagine that writers just create their own universes, don't they? Well, I mean, we could discuss dragons.
Well, sure, but why do dragons exist in mortals' imaginations? Why do they appear so often in works of literature and art and shows like Game of Thrones and movies? I mean,
they're impressive.
They are.
Even lately today, they're impressive because, of course, people remember dinosaurs, and dragons are essentially...
Sorry, I missed that. Thank you. Thanks.
People are interested in dinosaurs. And you would have to assume that people would be fascinated by the idea of a terrible lizard with wings that could breathe fire, that has such a rich history behind it. I mean, chimera tend to be more popular if, of course, there are enough to remember them. And there's already such a rich history and lore behind dragons that it becomes easier and easier for them to be around. The difficulty, however, is that they tend to kill each other.
Dragons kill each other.
Well, yes. Dragons kill each other, and we sometimes have to. They can be quite dangerous.
Have you ever seen one?
Yes.
What were the circumstances?
There was a guy, and I was trying to impress him, and he said that he always wanted to hunt dragons, and I said that I would go with him to help track one down.
Where would you even go to try to track one down?
Typically, you have to go into the near or the far dreaming in order to find them. They aren't exactly common, mostly because they keep themselves in check, and they aren't terribly social creatures.
They're not social. They must be social with each other, though, I imagine. With their young?
It depends. There are different kinds of dragons, and there are different theories. One of them states that it depends on the color of their scales.
What does that mean?
Well, there are dragons that are known as chromatic. They have different colors associated with them: red, white, blue. And then there are those who are considered metallic, and their scales have a more metallic appearance: gold, bronze, copper. And it's said that the color of the scales can sometimes determine their temperament. I don't know if I believe it.
That's interesting.
Humans are fond of thinking that metallic dragons are good, that chromatic dragons are evil, and I don't think
It's
of it
probably
that
not
way.
that simple. Right?
No, but I will say that chromatic dragons tend to be loners, and metallic dragons at least sometimes maintain a family structure. That's about all I know.
As in, when they have babies, they take care of them and they stay together for a while?
That's right.
And you say that there are different types of dragons in terms of their color. Is that the only way that they could differentiate from each other, or?
It also depends on where their inspiration comes from. What you consider a dragon might be very different than what someone from Korea or Zimbabwe consider a dragon.
Does it vary geographically?
It can. It is known that there are certain chimera that are more common to certain areas. Concordia tends to see more that are influenced either by Western ideals or perhaps by those who form the First Nations. This isn't just about your father, is it?
Even if it wasn't, I hope you'll forgive me, but I don't feel comfortable going into details.
I understand.
Thank you. The different types of dragons, do they all breathe fire?
No. Dragons are known to have very different breath weapons depending on their upbringing, their parentage, possibly their color.
So it's genetic, the types of dragons.
It can be. Dragons sometimes breathe acid, or simply just very strong gusts of wind.
Are there any organizations out there who would wish dragons harm? And I don't mean just, as you were saying, hunting them for sport, but I mean big organizations with a lot of resources.
Currently, any dragon that makes itself known in a populated area is in danger. Most of the noble houses consider dragons too dangerous to be left alive if they find themselves frequenting cities or even the real world. Driving them back into the far dreaming is often more humane, but it doesn't even get that far. There are so many different things that you can do with dragon scale, dragon blood, dragon talons. They're popular.
How do you feel about that?
I might feel sympathy for the fish I eat, but they still taste very good. Chimera are complicated things, Sophia. They are birthed of dreams and of nightmares, and sometimes, no matter how much you wish you could experience them the way you had thought they acted, they don't follow your rules. They sometimes follow the rules of stories. And in stories there are villains and heroes. And not all stories are so subtle as to make a distinction between the two.
But real life is a little different, isn't it?
That's assuming that this is real life.
Touché.
Patches.
Yep.
While you're doodling, at one point, Kyoko comes out of her office. She looks like she's dressed for a very casual day of whatever. Sweatpants and an overly baggy t-shirt. And she sits down and looks at the paper and looks up. What you doing?
Figuring out how much we're going to make Sophia spend to have her little party.
You looking forward to the party?
Purchased that, I can claim as party expense? I am actually. It's a celebration of combatants, but also of musicians and artists in general. Is there anything you're looking forward to? Anything that you wish we'd include?
No, I'm afraid I'm not one for parties.
Well, attendance is not mandatory, so don't worry. Unfortunately, it will probably be pretty noisy.
Noise is something that never has really ever been an issue around here. With all the machines, with all the swearing, you learn to zone it out pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
Did you ever discover anything about the people who came by here?
Not enough. Brom has expressed interest in speaking to Duke Granville for permission to go look into it, which...
Brom had an
I never
idea?
thought of asking.
Brom had an idea? Is that sort of thing common?
Not sure yet. I think he has lots of ideas. Whether or not I think they're necessary is another story.
I understand.
But I think there's a lot going on behind that thick skin.
Where's Sophia?
Off in the garden speaking to a friend of hers.
Oh.
Did you...
There's buried electrical lines underneath the entire garden.
Like, dangerous or, like, useful?
They're meant to be accessed. And she makes some points on the map with a pen. You only need to dig down about 10 centimeters before you'll find them. You can patch into them.
Always an Imperial. Nice joke. Thank you. This'll help. I'm gonna take it and look at my sketch and be like, oh, my sketch is nowhere near to scale. I'll plunk it on top anyway and just sort of like figure out roughly where the power outlets are and slightly adjust things.
You could simply use multimeter to find it.
Yep. Yeah. Yes. Are you interested in this at all? Does this seem like something that you would enjoy participating in?
I'm only a tailor. You can find the various electrical lines and you'll be able to set things up if you want.
I didn't know you were a tailor.
Are you... Oh. I'm sorry, most people... I'm a cosplay enthusiast.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Normally they're known as tailors, but that word hasn't been seen in about 50 years, ever since the internet came around.
Yeah, they're just cosplay enthusiasts. But no, I know what a tailor is. Cool. Nice. Thank you for this.
Oh, honestly, every time I leave my office, I have to do something useful, otherwise I'm not allowed back in. She pulls herself off the stool.
You don't always have to be useful. Well, all the old rules won't all apply.
Why not?
Because as much as we hope that everyone around here is useful and contributing, I don't think it's necessary to lock you out of your own office until you've done something useful.
Oh. Well, to be honest, my office is a den of sin and lies.
I was hoping you'd say a den of sin and villainy. Alas.
Puka are never villainous, they only lie. We're incapable of villainy. My ears.
Give it away.
They hear many things. They're incapable of evil. I'm afraid that cute is the only thing that I'm ever doomed to be. Is Brom doing better?
I think you're capable of much more. And yes, he seems to be. He's excited to participate in the competition. He seems to be doing a lot of training.
It's kind of you to say so. I'm not capable of much. Cosplay enthusiasts, unfortunately, need a lot more media exposure.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a photo of Sophia in something that you made, you'll probably get a ton of exposure. Use her. Use that.
I don't have a camera that could survive taking a photograph of Lady Sophia.
Breaks, I'll fix it.
Sunlight burns out many lenses, Patches.
And I'll make a filter like you needed when the eclipse happened a few weeks ago.
Ooh. Sophia Eclipse filter.
I think Sister would be very pleased to know that you're organizing a party. Mostly
There's
because of his internal racism.
Yep. I guess that was the only reason why I got picked. So is there anything that you would
Absolutely.
have wanted to be?
When he asked for my opinion, I certainly made sure that it was top of the list.
Let us know if there's anything that we can do to make your life easier around here.
Grapefruit mimosa.
Have to
They're my
ask
favorite.
Incisor
Is there
about
any?
that. Incisor walked off with the entire jug.
Oh. I'll go challenge her for it then.
I wish you luck. Call if you need help.
I'll scream once for I need help. If I scream 3 times,
You're having fun?
I don't think that kind of fun is in the cards for anyone, is it? Not around here.
I'll see you after the party.
I'm afraid that this place usually operates under much more decorum than that, Patches. No one has fun here. It's forbidden.
Sister had an entire workshop. Pretty sure fun has been had.
Have you ever fucked on a belt sander?
No. Nor would I want to. That sounds terrible.
It's an
Sure,
experience.
someone's into it. Maybe it would be useful to, like, reduce Brom's shedding to give him, like, a standing. I'm not going there. Ugh.
We already went there.
Wasn't quite where I was going, but there are an awful lot of tools that
Vibrate?
oscillate. Yep.
For oscillating.
I've never been in the workshop. I wouldn't know.
I'd rather you not do those things with those tools anyway, so I won't invite you to.
What
Anyway,
would
the
ever
fun
give you
thing
the
about
impression that I would be foolish enough to apply my bare skin to a belt sander?
I wasn't applying the belt sander. I thought we had moved past that subject.
One of my favorite video games is known as Rez. It was re-released, an HD version for the Xbox 360, in which you could take all 4 Xbox controllers and they would all vibrate at different times, at different beats, depending on where you were in the song.
But I've heard that that's not as useful as the actual vibration pack that came with the original one. That you're supposed to put underneath your chair cushion to make you feel like you're in the game.
I'm allergic to silicone.
Noted. No, never mind. I was thinking latex. I was thinking of making a costume joke, but
I'm sorry if my being a cosplay enthusiast is a problem for you.
oh no. Just let me know if you need a mechanical robo gun for if you like dressing up as mechanical robo characters. And don't make those things yourself.
Assuming that all Bunny Polka cosplay as Diva is racist, Patches, I thought you would know that.
I wasn't even thinking about Diva at all. I apologize.
Of course
I was
not.
actually picturing Mega Man.
Of course you were. I see. And she turns around and heads towards Incisor's room.
Oh,
Oh dear.
she's not actually headed towards Incisor's room.
You hear boom.
I thought I
She
heard a
wants the
burp
grapefruit mimosa.
from I thought I heard a burp coming from inside this room to imply that all the grapefruit is gone.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yikes.
Yep.
Brom, you still working on your memory murder board?
There's no work to be done. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just put a bunch of strings connecting the pins with question marks? Like, there's nothing to be done. No, I was seeing if I could find any reference to the Engineers Club, Montreal, at that address. But if it's not turning up any information, I'm just going to take the address and keep it for when we eventually go there.
So far, there is not.
Get some colored yarn, right? Well, then in that case, I am going to see how Sophia is getting along with Marnie, because I am itching to get out of here. And nothing against her.
Do you want my real advice, my lady?
Of course.
If you see a dragon, run.
Are there really no friendly relationships between dragons and fae?
Yes, and they almost always turn out terrible. For every friendly dragon that exists, there's a changeling somewhere who would rather benefit from its body than from its personality.
So it's not the dragons that are the real threat.
Sometimes it is. Having giant bursts of fire just absolutely destroying.
Or acid.
Or acid. Both are fun.
All right, well, thank you for the information and the advice.
Of course.
Truly, I know you came a long way. I hope this wasn't the only reason you came into town.
No, of course not. I'll be here for another 2 weeks.
Is email the best way to reach you? Or should I phone?
I'll have my phone.
Oh, we are having a celebration next week for Pennons, and you are more than welcome if you'd like to attend.
I would love that. Thank you. Brom, at this point, you can pop in.
Yeah, I realize actually I'm going to take a quick detour down to Little One, unless someone's covered the feeding shift.
No one's covered the feeding shift. The elevator, however, insists on telling you that it's gonna be me.
It's gonna
Be me.
Okay, that's very funny. I'm trying to get a sense of whether Little One has continued either growing or developing. You know, the last time I saw her, she had some ice crystals.
Not significantly in the past 2 weeks, no. Although the wounds seem to be mostly gone.
That's good. Okay. Hello, Little. Hi. You've got someone upstairs right now who might have some information. Not about you in particular, but more about where you might have come from. How we can get you back there. Yes? That's right. Did you need to go for little run. You're gonna take little one out of the dungeon room, and again kind of like race her down to the end and race her back.
So you take her down and she races down the hallway and then races back, still stumbling over her own wings, and then races down the hallway again, and then doesn't come back, and instead heads through the door and stumbles up towards the elevator.
No, I put on a burst of speed. I'm going for it.
And I'm going to ask you to roll your wits athletics.
I'm spending a point of willpower. Oh, I can't botch athletics rolls. And yet,
You want to succeed.
I want to succeed at this action.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a point of willpower. Ooh, decent pool for me. But classic Brom. Here we go.
Your difficulty is 8.
Ah,
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus.
Okay, all right.
Did you spend willpower?
I did. Here we go.
Oh,
I
nice.
see 2. So 3 successes.
3 successes? 3 successes is enough for you to catch the dragon before it manages to make it into the elevator, but what are you doing? Are you going to try to grab it, or...
Yeah, I'm gonna... my understanding is that if it hasn't grown too much, it's still the size of like a small to medium-sized dog.
More like a medium to large-sized dog, but yeah.
Okay. I mean, still small enough that I'm gonna just try to scoop it up around the midsection. Hey, whoa. Hey. No. I'm taking it back to its room. I know as much as anyone you want to go upstairs and get out of here. Did you have an idea of where you wanted to go? Where do you think that goes? And I point at the elevator. Yes, it does. Is that... who's up there? I'm sorry, you have to know, little one, we're doing everything we can to find out how to get you home. I know. Look, I mean, okay, I think you can understand this at least. You have 2 choices right now. We can bring you back and I can get you some fresh milk and, just have a nice lie down. Or you can go up in the elevator and see the outside and then get caught by some bad people again. It's not going to be very nice for you. So I don't think we're going to do that one.
And the dragon butts her head into Brom's stomach.
Ow!
And then just nuzzles into it.
Oh, that's really sweet. Oh dear. Little one, I wish I could be... I wish there was a mother or a father here for you. Boy. I go and sit it back down, and I sit in front of it and just, scritch its chin.
It just slumps, motionless in its bed, its head just thunk.
Little one, who are you missing right now? Does the computer down here have... Yeah, the computer down here has internet access, if I recall correctly.
It has network access.
Okay, yeah, good enough. I'm gonna literally Google dragon and images and open the first one that isn't too derpy. I don't have it here.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna actually do this.
Yeah, John, what happens if we go, you know what? Yeah, Liz, let's
So what are you
Google
looking up specifically?
literally the word dragon, not Dragon Ball Super. Come on.
And then
Oh.
going to Google Images.
Yep.
At first.
That
This
first one's
guy?
pretty friggin' sweet, actually. Is it that? No, I think it maybe.
Oh, good old Pinterest.
Pinterest.
Which one do you like?
These are also scary. Oh my god.
How about this
Countdown.
guy? This is
Holy
epic.
Crap, guys. Yeah, that's friggin'. Yeah, that's
Oh,
hugely epic.
Everyone's dropped in a bunch of things.
All right, guys, here we go. Here we go. Wham.
Just make sure that actually opens properly. Yeah.
First one there.
Thanks, Pinterest. And I like turn the monitor to show little one, and I point at it. I don't know. You really need a detective joy, honestly.
The dragon rears its head back, and then and
Oh fuck.
tendrils of frost just out of its mouth towards the monitor, and the monitor gets a little bit of condensation on it as a result.
Oh, look at you! Wow. I turn the monitor away again. All right. I'm sorry. What? We need to get you out to hunt.
Oh, Jesus.
We do. Sophia's voice in my head.
Oh shit. Oh dear.
Oh no. It's all right, little one. Oh my god, that's so
That's
cute.
It's the
Sorry.
cutest thing I've ever seen,
Absolutely what
Aragorn.
little one looks like.
Holy
sorry.
shit, that's fucking adorable.
Oh,
Oh,
one's that.
Little one, we don't speak the same language. Maybe I can have. Look. How's this? All right, I'll have Sophia come down as soon as she can. Maybe she can ask you a bit more about what's wrong and what you need. I know you're upset. We're going to get you home and somewhere where you can play and hunt and whatever else it is that you need to do.
Right.
You're not dangerous, are you, little one? I get down really low and like look into its eyes. Are you dangerous? Are you dangerous? Are you dangerous? I like get closer. You know, I'm like playing with it like a dog, I guess.
Oh my god, bite
And
his
it
face off.
grabs your hand in its mouth
Ah!
and just starts shaking it.
Whoa! No, I'm kidding.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, okay, all right, little one. I'll have Sophia come down as soon as she can. Okay. All right. I like extricate myself.
You leaving?
Yeah, I'm gonna get like if we have any ice packs upstairs in the sorry, not an ice pack. If we have any ice to put in a bag upstairs, I'm gonna go get some and bring it down for her.
On your way up from the elevator, the squeaks this time managed to inform you of a very important fact.
Is it that I have a strange disease, or what kind of fact is it that I'm?
Oh no, I wish that's what it was. No, that Backstreet's back.
All right, nice. Man, that's Zister. What a joker.
And we'll let people take a break here, should they so choose.
So we need about 400 2x4s and 80 4x8s. 4 feet by 8 feet plywoods.
Sophia,
I will be right
charge
back.
it to your card.
And,
Okay, bye, John.
15 pop-up tents unless you want more.
Cool.
Alrighty.
This is my
Your gold
question.
card.
In freeholds,
Yeah.
in magical locations, do things need to be built normally? Or can you affect the environment around you over a period of time?
Use some spring to move some earth to.
I can grow foliage, but no, I mean,
Primal.
yeah,
Not
I was
It would
just,
be primal too.
it seems like strange that things would be
I mean,
the exact
freehold
things
is
would
what it
follow the
is.
exact same rules.
Yeah, but
you
like
know?
the freehold is the way it is. Like that garden ain't normal. But like suddenly making a bunch of risers and stages appear, I'm not so
Thank you.
sure. I feel like I'm taking liberties and assuming that the trees and clearings will be exactly where we want them to be. But
Well,
I guess like I didn't assume that we would need like a construction crew and all of this lumber. Like it felt, I don't know, it felt like there would be something more magical to the creation of this.
oh, I mean, Patch is gonna magic the shit out of it
That's
actually coming together.
Okay. That's cool.
because yeah, they're like
She's basically going to use a form of her leisure domain, which is like the sticky one, to like make the chair stay on the risers so she doesn't have to make little seat railings and shit.
there you go.
Cool.
I'm also trying to stunt for bonus XP by
I
doing
see
the
how it
plans,
is.
guys.
Ah, don't tell John.
Exactly, he's not on. He's
not
on
here.
headset, so he doesn't know. Thank you for refilling the vino.
No, of course. I remember John saying, like session 1 that or something that the freehold takes on characteristics of its owner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
And
that's
that's
over
so-
time.
That's it. So
Right.
presumably over time our personalities would affect the look of it. But
Mhm.
that,
Okay.
I don't think you can just like look at a room and be like, more books.
Yeah.
I don't
3
know.
stages.
It's just interesting like where the line
Mm-hmm.
ends, you know? Or the line is.
Ripley, buddy. Oh boy. Oh, she's going crazy. Oh, wow, she's biting the chair now. Okay,
Ooh.
all right, interesting.
Oh, the chair is her enemy. It's
Come here,
mine.
little one. Come here. You gonna bring
Little
some frost on
one.
me?
Kung
I
Fu.
wish.
She's down.
Yeah, that is like it's so hot here that I think the over the brunch scene we were all like, yeah, sass, chatting with each other, and then the hotter it gets, the more we're just like slowly
It's
melting
bad news.
into
It's okay, we're gonna go visit the Duke.
the chairs. Holy crap.
Maybe something else is gonna happen, and then
Oh, if you were deeper in the dreaming, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Erwin. I needed some way of justifying it to myself.
Oh, good luck getting out of here.
Beep. Oh,
Oh,
the heat makes everything stick.
Oh,
Everything's sticky.
That's what she said.
what?
Ah,
Yikes.
You
Hey,
guys need anything on that?
well,
I'm okay, thank
Kung
you.
Fu, I hope that's okay. I mean, look, not everything's gonna be. You know what, buddy? That one shakes. Come here. Don't be such an idiot.
Sassy, no nonsense,
And
lovably
lovably
dense.
dense. Adorable.
Ripley's been trying to like run away from me, but she keeps like going, and that's exactly where I step. And she's
She's like, oh no. Well, that's true. That makes a good point, Liz. Like you could.
Yeah, but even unleashing spring, that doesn't create.
Doesn't
That wouldn't create like a tournament ground. you
unless
know?
it was all made of foliage.
well,
But I mean, frankly, that would be pretty crazy.
you're gonna make trees all surrounding the target range.
I'm definitely gonna like make plants and shit
Oh
everywhere.
yeah, you're gonna make it pretty.
We're gonna cover our cheap materials that Patches is gonna order with my credit card in beautiful flowers.
Yeah. So spacing wise, I've also calculated this. We're going to
Oh,
have.
you need to.
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
and-
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
You're going
On
good.
we're gonna have 4 pallets of 2x4s. It'll take up like an 8x8 by 7 blunk. But I figure we can fit them, one at a time in the elevator. And then another 8x8 by 6 or 7 foot pallet of
Oh.
plywood.
No.
So,
Oh, that's a great idea, Erwin. Erwin, you have to send me ideas for the Pinterest board, okay?
Yep.
Send me ideas and I will put them on the board.
Oh boy.
Yep.
My dinner is now cooking.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yay, good job, John.
Oh, good. No.
I know I'm so good at everything.
Crosshair, May the 7th.
We're all like early month
Yeah,
babies. I'm February 2nd.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
4x4.
4x4. What a dude. Sorry, that's good. I guess we
I
all
actually chose
early
April
month.
4th, and then Crosshair was like 4x4. I was like, oh, yes, that.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Were there any questions that I need to figure out, or?
We were just kind of debating, John, whether you were saying a long time ago that the personality of the freeholder kind of impacts the look and feel of and the shape of the freehold a little bit over time, but unless we use arts, is there a way of directly changing the look of a freehold? You can't think a freehold room into existence or something.
You would build it.
Right.
Okay,
But,
so
like-
it follows the same
Yeah.
laws as.
Yeah, looks can change
Not
over
really.
time, but like specifically changing the layout or adding things or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Come on, cats.
Are we ready?
If
Right.
if the computer suddenly turns off, it's just because Ella is on top of the power switch. Du-du-du-du.
Ba-da-ba-da.
Thank you, Kate.
Stay there.
Sweet. Yeah, it's gonna be pin. Oh yeah, maybe we will make it autumnal. Like instead of flowers everywhere, it's gonna be like orange leaves winding
exactly.
around like the tent poles and
Vines
stuff.
and stuff.
Yeah,
But I mean, you can,
that just changed my
Grow
whole
lilies?
color scheme.
you can grow orange lilies.
I
and
sure
stuff.
can. I can do what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think Liz and I both chose our birthdays based
On our star sign.
Oh dear. Horoscopes. Today, Scott, or Brom, you will be dressed most fashionably and everyone will admire how good you look. Your embalmer really knows how to dress. Yikes, indeed.
Horror spins.
Oh, I missed that. Clever.
Hi, I apologize. I'm
Should I
ready.
share my designs with the class? I don't know.
That's gonna be really hard to see.
But
But we can take a picture of it and tweet it.
yeah. Will do.
We ready?
Yeah.
Which one of you wants to actually do something?
So I would like to walk Marnie to the elevators since our meeting is done. And on the way, thank you again for coming by to speak to me. I hope I'll see you next week. And would you be able to email me a list of just any books that you recommend on the subject?
I'll do my best.
Thank you.
Apologize to Brom for me. I'm
Sure.
sorry
But
that
you don't have anything to be sorry for. It has nothing to do with you.
Brom, are you returning back to the?
Yeah, I'm coming up into the exhaust.
So as you get yourself back up to the exhaust, you see Marnie smile at Sophia, and she whirls to head into the elevator, and as she whirls, her skirt lifts slightly, enough that you can see her seal coat
Mhm.
tied underneath. and the same thing happens again.
This is so crippling.
Stop thinking about what's right and start thinking about what's just. Forget David and Laurel. Fuck the dreaming. Aren't you tired of everyone and everything telling you what to do? I will if you will. Blood for blood.
I obviously haven't moved from the elevator.
I go to hold the door before it starts to close. Brom?
John,
Yes.
does it I'm gonna be talking to Marnie now, but I just
I'm going to be talking to
I
Marnie
want
now.
to talk to Marnie now. No, I want to get a sense of whether the voice from that flashback that I just heard relatively clearly is
It does
hers.
not sound like Marnie.
Okay, cool. So I can determine that already. Okay, cool. All right.
Brom, maybe you could show Marnie out?
Yes. Please, Marnie, if you right this way.
I'll see you next week, Marnie.
Sure.
So as the door closes, I'll go to take us down to the lobby. Marnie, you said you were from Halifax, was it?
Oh, that's where I live.
You didn't grow up there. I'm not a local either.
No, currently I make sure that any of the inventions that are used in order to either trap or cage chimera are known to be effective and humane. It's part of a certification process through the Best In.
And has this work taken you all over the kingdom, around the world, perhaps?
Oh, sure. Sure, I've been through the Kingdom of Apples, the Kingdom of the Pacific Sands, Kingdom of Willows.
I grew up in the Kingdom of Apples.
Oh,
Upstate
I grew up
New
in
York.
Illinois.
Oh yes, I never had a chance to visit. I don't think. Did you meet any royalty while you were there? I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
I'm not important enough.
No.
No, I wouldn't know what to do. I did meet Lady Sophia before. We have a patron in common.
Oh, do you? Someone who funds both of your endeavors, or?
A count recommended me see Sophia because he knows that I like the harp. And I was lucky enough to meet her after one of her concerts, and I guess we struck it off.
She can be very arresting.
It wasn't like that.
Like what?
I know what people think of Selkies. It wasn't like that.
I'm not sure. I'm sorry that I've embarrassed you. Marnie, I'm sorry for my behavior. I have a bit of an old war wound, I guess you could call it.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Have you ever been to battle?
I've been in a few altercations with Chimera, but I've never fought another changeling.
Can I use my House Gwydion boon to see if she's lying about that?
You sure
bad boy?
can.
Yes, I can. The difficulty apparently is her manipulation subterfuge.
Ah.
Actually, really good. Now that
The difficulty for this is 6.
Two successes.
To your knowledge, she is telling the truth.
All right. That's legitimate. Marnie, I'll be completely honest with you before we have to part ways, at least until Pennons, if you choose to return to the Spark. When I saw you today twice, I was reminded of an event in my past which is hazy. And I wonder whether we have met before.
I'm afraid I only know you by reputation, sir. It's not every day you get to meet a member of the Red Branch.
Well, a once member, I suppose.
Are you not still a member?
To my understanding, the Red Branch is no longer functioning the way it once was, or at least that was the last I heard. If you have any further news, I mind hearing of it.
Oh.
Perhaps you can grace us with your presence again next week at Pennons.
Well, as long as you think that's a good idea.
I do.
Okay.
Thank you. Sophia needed all the help she could get. ...
For her father.
Yes.
All right, now I want you to roll your manipulation subterfuge.
Yes! Damn it, boy.
Guess what the pool is, guys?
No.
1.
It's literally 1!
Please spend a willpower.
What an all is.
God.
What are you gonna give me? I actually
spray you in the face
It-
with this
wow.
water bottle.
in seriousness, I do feel like Brom would really. He's not trying to be like, I don't know anything. Like okay, I'm spending a willpower on this roll.
Hmm.
Hooray,
If I get the
no.
1, it'll cancel out, right?
Oh, nice.
I got 2 successes, Johnny. Always 1.
I'll see you soon.
Yes, I have no doubt.
And she heads out, her feet still a little bit glistening in her flip-flops as she makes her way out of the building.
I'm gonna head back up to the exhaust and talk to Sophia and then collect these 2 here. Oh, I'm sorry. What's happening?
You said collect us too.
Yeah, I
We're
did.
ready to be collected.
Well, I'm gonna talk to you then first.
We're
I
here.
guess. Sophia, how was it?
It's fine. I didn't get as much information as I hoped I would. She hasn't had as much hands-on experience with dragons. I mean,
Yes.
I don't know what I expected, but I wasn't expecting someone to say, if you see a dragon, run. That's really all she was able to tell me. I did get that the best place to find dragons would be the Far Dreaming. I figure it's a pretty good chance that Little One's mother is there.
That would make sense. Either someone ventured into the dreaming to retrieve her and bring her back for something, or she escaped into the Autumn World and was picked up there. I don't know if it'll be possible to determine which. Unless we come across someone who has been into the dreaming lately for the purpose of collecting dragons. So, let's see.
I didn't feel comfortable giving her too much information. You didn't say anything, did you?
About what?
Good.
Oh,
I have to be back in time for a fitting, so we should go to see.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize this would be such a...
It's a very busy day for me, Brom.
I didn't think anything would be more important than speaking to the Duke.
I'm just saying that we should head out.
Yes.
And on the way, maybe you can tell us what happened?
I don't have anything to tell. Patches, are you still interested, at least, in...
Absolutely.
I think it's important. Well, I already said that. I'm not going to repeat myself. I know that you feel the Duke put the three of us in charge because 2 nobles and 1 knocker, but I think it might be more than that, and I think together we can tell him of everything that's been happening. Maybe leaving out some details if we need to.
No need to bore him. Bare minimum. It's like crossing the border.
Right. Is that usually a boring process?
Usually a process where you give the simplest answer to their question. Because they don't want to have to inquire further, and you don't want them to inquire further.
Right. Is that a sword in your back seat? Yes. Simplest answer. All right. Okay, let's go.
So you're all heading out?
Yeah.
I did. God, I did it. I said
As we're in the, if we're in the elevator walking towards Patches' car.
Yeah, sure, if we want to drive a...
So let's say this
Drop
whole conversation is like en route.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I was waiting for this
what
to
I'm
happen, guys. I was getting there.
I'm waiting for someone. But Brom, seriously, what happened when you saw Marnie?
I just heard a voice from, I suppose, from the dark time, and I don't know who it is.
A different memory?
Yes.
The dark time.
Boy.
There's a period
Got a
in
lot of
Brom's
catching up
life,
to do.
a chunk of his memory that is gone. And little bits and flashes keep coming back.
You should see a
but-
psychiatrist.
No. No.
Scott,
Yes.
I will give you the option if you wish to hear it one more time.
Yeah, I took
Not-
notes.
Not as in not Brom hearing it one more time, but you.
That would be great. John, I feel like maybe it could be now or it could be at the end of the session if you...
Is it possible to post these as they're deciphered, like on a SoundCloud or something?
Deciphered.
Probably.
Well, as they're...
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't mind, but it can be now or later. It's to you.
I'll let you hear it.
Thank you.
Stop thinking about what's right and start thinking about what's just. Forget David and Laurel. Fuck the dreaming. Aren't you tired of everyone and everything telling you what to do? I will if you will. Blood for blood.
Okay, so Brom's just on the ground, like twitching again.
Was
kidding.
Scott hearing it?
Yeah, no. Yes.
What was
Okay.
Sorry. Oh no, he just shut down the psychiatrist. I'll let you follow that.
No, it's true. Like
Psychiatrists are not necessarily murder for changelings.
Yeah, but if he's like, yes, I am also a troll, they'll be like, okay, you're crazy. Go on already then. Yeah.
Hey, get in this padded room here.
Yeah, changelings
guess
are
I
not
had to change mine.
Scientologists.
Yeah. Okay. Let's not open
Yeah,
that door.
here we go.
What was this memory about?
To move forward, to forget everything that I held dear. To forget about David and Laurel.
That would be a reference to most likely High King David and Queen Laurel of the Kingdom of Northern Ice.
Right.
They were referred to just as David and Laurel?
The Red Branch performed many tasks. It's not impossible. To give up everything that I held dear and to stop thinking about what was right and start thinking about what is just.
Was it the same person as from your other memory?
Yes.
Patches,
Mm-hmm.
could you roll me a wits drive, please?
Oh God.
Crash into a building.
Difficulty is 5.
Driving in style.
With
Yeah, that's
Patches.
a good roll.
Difficulty was 5, you said?
5.
4 successes.
Nice.
All right. Sophia, Brom, there's a bit of a rude awakening as Patches is forced to slam on the brakes as a panicked-looking Slua just bolts across the street along Sherbrooke.
Is it Marnie? No, wait, she's not.
Marnie is a
Never mind.
Selkie, not a
Oh,
Slua.
starts with S. Gotta learn these. Don't mind me.
This is it looks like a childling. He obviously looks panicked. He doesn't notice that you're changelings in this car, and he heads straight into another alleyway.
Well, I'm going to look towards where he's running from. Is it Heart's Light? Is it the Duke's Freehold?
No.
I'm going to turn to the alleyway and park.
So you're turning in. Are you like turning to like run down the Slua, or
No, I'm going into the alleyway and parking, I said.
so that you can get out and
Yeah.
beat
Go
up
and
the
kick
Slua?
the Slua a little bit. Yeah,
No.
exactly.
Chase the kid and see if they're okay.
So you park the car, and then you hear a scream.
So, I mean, I don't know about these
what's
guys.
the quality of the scream? Does it sound like a child, like a male or a female? Adult? Vaguely? Where is it coming from?
Behind the car.
Oh my god, this is some
Can I
Jurassic
stop
Park
and
level
turn
shit.
around?
I put a glass of water on the dashboard and watch it.
That's how we know.
So when you turn around and you look, you can see that there is a shadow that's falling over the car.
I was this close to saying, like, I'm getting out of this car. I'm going to go fight it, but I am not. Patches, at the risk of sounding rude, I think we need to go.
No, I'm looking up. And I'm waiting.
Patches driving.
When you look up, you can see an absolute blinding reflection of the sun bouncing off the underbelly of what looks to be a massive dragon colored absolutely entirely in green.
Oh shit. Of course, I'm the only one thinking, oh shit.
It's not the same
Yeah,
color.
we don't know what that
It's-
is.
No, I'm just like, okay, it's not the same color as little
Nope.
one, so it's
It's
not as
circling.
I'm like, it's not metallic. so
And
that's
then
me.
you hear it again.
Okay, what kind of effect can a dragon have, like,
Roll me your gray mare.
can't?
I want to.
Then you will not.
I guess my question is, what kind of effect can a chimerical creature have on the real world?
So a chimerical creature can have an effect on the real world. The thing is, the real world will potentially counterbalance it. There's a few things. One, if the area that you're in is currently quite banal, then the chimera risks just being discorporated due to banality.
Okay.
Two, anything that a chimera does that affects the real world can't affect what people can see or notice, but can definitely affect you chimerically.
So if it, like, lands and crushes a car, in real life the car isn't crushed?
The car would not be crushed. However,
Okay.
you would be knocked around inside the car.
Okay, cool. This is just, like, general changeling knowledge that I'm trying to acquire.
Can I roll
Yeah.
Greymare?
You can.
Is it intelligence?
And if it
Greymare?
breathes fire at you, hold on. If it breathes fire at you, the car will protect you, potentially. The car may even heat up to your sensation, but to a human it wouldn't.
Okay.
Unless, of course, the chimera had the weird read, but that's another question entirely. Sorry, Liz, what was up?
I would like to roll pulling up any knowledge that I would have.
You've already
About-
rolled about dragons, so you can ask your question and I'll tell you if you do know it or not.
I guess I'm looking for an indication of of whether it's a fire dragon, an ice dragon, an acid breathing dragon.
Oh boy.
A green dragon.
Oh shit! It shoots money. Money, money,
Yeah,
money,
this is
money,
paying
money.
for penance. Hey, thanks, dragon.
A green dragon is one that's more likely to breathe acid.
There's always acid dragons in your games, hey John. This makes possibly third acid dragon.
What?
Not like in the we met some in the D&D campaign. Not you guys. You guys haven't seen the acid dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
jeez, Liz, what are you on about?
I'm sorry if I'm not creative enough for you.
No. I'm there. Of course, you would choose
It's
the
like-
most terrifying kind of
No,
dragon.
it's the Indiana Jones, like, snakes. Why is it always snakes?
Yeah.
sort of
Why
thing.
is it always acid dragons?
Patches, if we can get to the cover of Heart's Light,
Yeah, no, I'm,
pass me your gun, and I can see what I can do while you drive.
don't draw its attention. You crazy?
Just in case. Yeah.
The shadow is starting to widen.
Oh my God! It's
Yeah,
getting
so
closer.
I'm reversing the fuck out of there and flooring it.
That's going to require a wits drive to make sure that you're not going to collide with anybody on Sherbrooke.
That's a busy street, though, John.
Yeah.
It is. That's the way to get to Heart's Light, though.
Sure is. While she's rolling, I've got her gun now, so I'm going to have it.
Difficulty 5 again or higher?
This difficulty is going to be 7.
2 successes.
You hear somebody lean on the horn as you execute a quick reverse into a forward maneuver, but you do manage to not clip anybody on your way out.
This isn't New York, so I'm going to give them the finger. If this was New York City, I would give them the finger despite my being in the wrong.
Nice.
I'm walking here. Yeah. Exactly.
Where are you headed? What is your destination?
Heart's Light.
All right. As you pull out, you see the Slua, by the way, Sophia.
Yes.
The Sophia bolts from its current hiding place and continues down the alleyway, and then it's gone as Patches peels out.
Like, it can get underground or something if it needs. Like, they can take care of themselves. But,
you know what? I'm gonna take out my cell phone
Okay.
and call Marnie.
yep.
Ooh.
Hello.
Marnie.
Hi.
Hi. There is a huge green dragon circling us on Sherbrooke. And I give the intersection.
You haven't been driving for that long, so I'm going to say that it's probably Sherbrooke and Claremont.
Sherbrooke and Claremont.
That's
Just look
further-
outside. You can
That's
probably see
Westmount
it.
Corner, 3 banks and an SAQ.
Yeah, but I think that's further than the.
The Hain.
That's past.
Go around.
That's like.
Oh,
Anyway.
Hey, Marty, listen to
Heartslight is in Westmount.
Yeah, like that's like leaving Westmount. That's,
Oh, no, wait
I
a
lived
minute.
there.
No, that, obviously you wouldn't go all the way to Claremont.
No.
Hold on. No, okay, so then it's on Sherbrooke,
Heartslight
you're
or something.
Sherbrooke and Argyle.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Sherbrooke and Argyle. You know what? Just look outside.
So in fact,
out.
it's only about a block away
Mhm.
to Heartslight, which means that it's outside, these freeholds. I forgot where the fucking freehold was, Aragwin.
oh shit. Fight.
I forgot that I put it in Westmount City Hall.
Yeah,
Great spot. Okay.
absolutely good.
So I will show you something. Can you pull up Westmount City Hall on Google Maps, please? I will bring it up as well.
As long as it doesn't kill our stream, that's fine.
That is correct.
Sure. Why aren't you actually showing me where it is?
Yep.
Hey, we're also running into that problem.
There's Clark. There it is. Okay. So, this is Westmount City Hall. Let's put this here. This is Westmount City Hall, right here, if you can find it. Just look for the corner of Sherbrooke and Stanton.
Yep. Great, we're there.
So there's a park that's out in front of it, and it's actually kind of surrounded by parkland and then also behind it as well. So there isn't a whole ton of parking close to City Hall, but there's enough. However,
I'll pull into someone's driveway and park there if I need to. I don't give a fuck.
Unseen for life.
Like, there are houses facing it and apartment buildings and shit. There's a little little pathway that drives through facing it.
Ooh, there's that public parking. Hold on.
Guys,
Closer to Westmount Park.
It's kind of here.
Yeah, no, not with the dragon on the loose. Now, fuck all our other plans.
what
We're,
matters more
Mhm.
is that at this park,
Mhm.
which I'm now showing the chat, there is a field just at the front. City Hall is the thing that looks like a castle on the left, the gray brick. On the field, the dragon lands, and its wingspan almost covers the entire section of that park.
Sorry, John, we aren't sure which section you're talking about. Is it the little triangle at the far end?
I will give
Or-
you here.
Okay, great, thank you. It broke up. That's not
Yeah.
the full link we're gonna.
classic.
Basically, is it between Kensington and Stanton or between Stanton and Argyle?
It's between Stanton and Argyle.
Fabulous.
Wow. Okay.
That's a huge dragon. Look, parking.
Oh, sweet. Then I parked there.
You pull into
they're all
the parking
taken.
on Stanton. We
No,
kick out
there's-
this
I'll
red
go
meat.
into the wheelchair spot or whatever. It is. Like at this point,
Yes!
priorities.
And-
is-
Take the handicap!
And
I break
as your
one
car
on my
pulls
class.
up, the dragon rears back its head, and then you can hear as acid spreads in a line, dividing the park from the castle itself, just running all the way across. and you can see the corrosive liquid just pouring itself into the ground.
So we've parked on the far side of the building from where it currently is, because there's parking on that side.
Yeah, it's cutting itself off from the castle, not you.
Okay.
I want to go straight inside and hit his hand and
Yeah,
I should get my gun back.
definitely toss the gun back. As I kind of usher Sophia out of the car as well, really quick, and like hustle her into the building.
Yeah, I'm gonna cover your 6.
Oh, thanks, guys.
What a dude.
So you're pulling her into the building?
I guess I still have Marnie on the phone.
Oh, okay. Is it chasing you, or is it just there?
It's landed at... Do you know where Heart's Light is?
Yes, somebody should let the nobility know.
That's what we're doing. And it's here, and we're here, and... Are you on your way?
Okay.
Marnie, isn't this your area of expertise?
I told you that when you see a dragon, run!
Well, we tried. What happens when the dragon follows?
I suppose I follow too. I'll be right there.
See you soon, girl.
Do we make it inside?
I hope so.
Yes.
I want to run straight through. I want to run straight through the building to try to get to a window on the other side.
Jump
Like,
out the window, smash through it, keep running.
Yeah, just do a full combat roll,
Tuck and
sword
roll.
out, let's go.
Just like wetting your pants the entire way.
I'm gonna 1v1 this
Brom,
dragon,
you're making
bro.
a mess.
So unnecessary.
I have soak. I have soak.
So
it's fine.
unnecessary.
The acid.
Patches just like kicks a locked door so that we can get into the actual hallway.
No, I do want to go to the other end just to see if I can sort of watch the dragon while these two maybe, I don't know what they're gonna do.
So as you
The freehold part of it.
approach, you see that there are 2 she, Arcadian she, who are each holding hands left to right, and they're waving their other hands and chanting somewhat, and then press their hands against the door.
This is the door into the freehold, or the like at the
Yeah,
back?
the door into the freehold from the direction the dragon would be coming in.
Right. Okay.
And abruptly, they turn and they face you. And there's this moment of recognition, and then one of them goes, "Oh, thank Don, we're saved." Sir Brom,
What you?
we've isolated the castle, but if you're here, certainly you could take this on.
We would need more troops, more backup. Patches. Oh fuck! Hang on. Would I wanna?
Now, Scott, you're correct. It would be a huge undertaking for somebody who was combat ready to take on a dragon one-on-one.
Yeah. And while I may love a challenge, I'm not an idiot. Like, I'm not suicidal, I guess is what I mean.
We've shielded it from the dragon's eyes. Why is it here?
I was about to ask that question myself.
And then the she looks at Brom, and then with just this sneer, "Who's this?"
We are the freeholders of the Spark. Lady Sophia, myself, Sir Brom, and this is Patches. Since we are
My
your
name
backup-
is Kenwyn Apail, and I will not be addressed by commoners in this fashion.
Okay, I will take my ranged weapons and go home.
Patches, please.
And then the other she kind of just goes, and then points at the gun. Very well. See if you
You're
can
not a
prove
fool?
yourself in front of your betters.
I'm not here to bow and scrape. I'm here to help you fight this dragon at this point, it seems. If we're going to be fighting alongside each other, we will fight as equals.
She's got a smart mouth on her, doesn't she? But he says that with a smile, like he appreciates it.
Did anyone see from whence it came or what it was following?
All that I know is that we've secured the castle and it won't be able to see us.
Well, if we had more troops and more time, we could possibly surround it, prevent it from taking off again. That would be a huge undertaking.
The other she, who looks younger and perhaps not quite as haughty, he's dressed in red, and he looks up. What's the plan? Are we going to try to drive it away?
I think the alternatives are limited. Try to fight it, perhaps suffer casualties, try to drive it away, or wait for it to go away. And frankly, I don't think any of those are terribly good.
No, it flew here, of all places. Perhaps we should speak with the Duke or other people who live here to see if they have any idea why the dragon would be here.
The Duke is securing another one of the entrances. He'll be along shortly. Hi.
Hello, who are you? You asked someone politely. There's some etiquette.
My name is Manda.
Well, Manda and Kenwyn, it is a pleasure to meet you both. I think with the Duke's powers, we should be able to drive this beast off, back to the Dreaming, at least for now, and we will be more prepared for it in the future.
Listen, perhaps I can assist. There's a better place for you to fire that thing if you're looking to engage it. I could take you up to the ramparts.
I know little of dragons. I'm not so sure pestering it will encourage it to leave instead of engulfing us all in flames.
Maybe if you just annoy it, it'll go away.
So maybe someone else here knows enough about dragons and what will actually get rid of them. Because I'm happy to do it, but I'd rather know that that's actually useful. and not-
Marnie's on her way, but I don't know how long it will take her to get here.
I don't
So,
know much of...
Out the window, Sophia, you can see Marnie approaching, but from the wrong direction.
Oh no.
Marnie!
So
Rip
now
and-
she's on the opposite side of the dragon. And
if you alert me to this, I will run up to the
she
ramparts.
gets out of the taxi, and then there's this moment of her being like, ugh.
Up to the ramparts.
She's in the wrong place.
I go up to the ramparts.
So they're going. I touch
She just
Kenwyn.
snipes Marty, puts her out of her misery.
Oh shit.
Better than dying to a dragon.
Yikes. I touch Kenwyn under the arm. Come with me. We're going to drive. We are going to distract this beast and drive it away.
Just brushing is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Priorities.
Suddenly I don't look so bad, do
Hashtag
I?
All right, calm down, the lady Sophia. Right?
Sophia, what are you doing?
Quietly peeing my pants. I guess I'm following.
She can't.
Peter Pants.
Yep. It's true. I cannot look foolish.
They lock down tight.
What if it didn't look foolish, though? You know what?
I'm following at a safe distance.
Upstairs or with us, out into the field?
You guys are going out into the field.
I'm preparing.
And you're going to the ramparts.
Yeah, I'm going up.
So
I'm
you're going
preparing
up
to stride out, back out into the field.
Yeah, I'm going with Patches.
Yeah.
You know what magic?
So as you're heading up, Sophia, you hear your jaunty ringtone.
Mm-hmm.
And Brom, you can see her just kind of like, so, hi.
Hello.
Look, I'm waving.
Hi, I see you.
Hi.
Hello. Brahm's on his way.
I hope he can jump over 3 meters of acid.
Can you get back into the cab, or is it gone?
Oh, it's gone.
Okay. What should we do? What can we do? Give us instructions.
Okay, so I'm just going to speak in a very non-threatening tone of voice in case it hears me. And
So
I'm
Brom
going to
probably shouldn't draw his weapon, right?
Oh, if he draws his weapon, that'd be super bad.
Okay. Brom! As you're gone, aren't you?
I'm fucking gone. I don't.
You're up the
dear.
stairs, he's out the door.
So, what you really want to try to do is make sure that he can't he can't see you, because if he can see you, now I don't know where you are.
I'll have to take a very long trip around the block and come in the back door.
Very long.
We're on the other side of the acid.
So, what we need to do is to give it a bee sting.
What?
If it doesn't think that it's under attack, it's not going to fight back. But if it thinks that it's just being annoyed, it'll leave.
A bee
You
sting?
know-
An actual bee sting?
No. The scales on that dragon are probably about 10 centimeters thick. I don't think a bee can get through it. Oh, boy! And the dragon puts another line of acid across, now behind it.
Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna rush back down the stairs to try to get to Brom before Brom gets to the dragon and draws his sword. All right, so something that annoys it but doesn't hurt it, and that it can't tell comes from us?
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
All right, why don't you
Okay.
get cover or something, or try to get into the freehold. We're on the other side of the acid.
I can't see the freehold right now.
We're on the other side of the acid. Just walk around the acid. You'll find it.
It's not that simple.
Well, you're going to have to figure it out.
Why are we
Marnie,
singing?
I thought that you were the expert in this.
As this is going on, I am striding out the door. I'm going to start trying to. So as a bunk, John, I'm going to try to do that. I'm not sure if you ever tried this. Try to whistle hum a tune. You know what I mean? So you get that like.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I'm going to try to whistle hum a tune as a bunk, and then turn it into a hiss as I cast Confounding Coils on myself.
What?
To make me more difficult to hit.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not drawing attention, it's fine.
All right. That's a level 1 bunk, so I'll let you...
Okay.
So, you're affecting a Fae, which is your affinity. It's difficulty 8, -1 for your bunk. That's difficulty 6.
I'm going to spend a... Oh, boy.
Point of willpower. There you go. Patches. Just go ahead and roll. Patches. So, Manda manages to make it to the top, and there's this big, huge trap door that he shoves with all of his might. And as he's shoving, you can see Duke Granville running up the stairs behind you. He's got a duffel bag. And then Manda goes, "No, sir, Your Grace, you can't go out there." And he just takes Manda, And he puts his finger up, and he has a small smile on his face. I'm very certain that Patches will be more than adequate protection. And then as he goes up first, he zips open the duffel bag, and he pulls out a mat, which he rolls down along the edge, and then another one, and then he picks up a scope and lies down next to you.
Yeah, half second.
Shit.
Then he snorts a line of coke and gets ready to fire. Sorry, Kate.
Yeah.
That's what that looks like. Sorry. That's pretty good.
So, Kate, this is a standard sniper formation. You now have a spotter. It's a little odd, though, that your spotter is also somebody who is literally one step from being a king.
Yeah, it's kind of like, a general flopping down on the battlefield. But, dragon kind of counts, for evening the ranks a little. Hence the half second or two.
Nice.
And I will plop down on the second mat and start. I'm actually going to pause.
Hold.
You're going to pause, and then Kate just stops moving.
9mm or lightning?
Ooh.
Your 9mm isn't going to affect it.
Got it.
I call range 30 meters. We have a crosswind about north by northwest, 20 degrees.
Thank you.
Brom, successes?
2.
All right.
So I have
Sophia?
2 rounds of some increased
Well,
difficulty to
did I
hit.
manage to catch up to Brom?
You do now. So you can smell the acid out here.
Brom,
What?
don't draw your
And the dragon turns its head now and sees the two of you.
Best place to aim towards her.
Draw your weapon, Brom.
I take Sophia by the arms, just in case it starts to rear its head.
Just don't do anything.
And a
I don't know what other plan we have.
Just
I'm going to try to drive it
Nope.
away.
no, not using your weapon.
All right.
I read a weak point 3 inches to the left of its left ear, but it's not looking in the right direction.
I don't think so, Annie.
Boop, boop. I stop before I actually call.
Oh, you're getting something ready.
I was gonna call
there's-
Sophia, but I was like, no, it's gonna rain.
There's something I want to try, but it might be a really, really bad idea.
I'm into it.
I want to very, very slowly crouch down to the ground, place my hand on the grass,
Okay.
and just sing very, very, very quietly to the earth. I want to cast Spring and make kind of prickly plants grow just underneath its feet.
So, are you unleashing?
No.
What
This
are
is
you
Spring
specifically
2.
using?
I'm casting Spring 2, so I'm making foliage grow. This is Verdant Reclamation.
All right.
I think, yeah.
An explosive growth of plants.
Yeah.
X.
But I'm trying to control the
I'm into it. I'm into it.
All right. So spend a point of glamour.
Okay.
Do you have nature?
Yes. But I would rather target the chimera itself.
If you're targeting the chimera itself, you're going to need Fae.
That's fine. I'll spend my glamour.
You are specifically going to require
Say 3, I think.
Fae 3.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll spend the glamour.
Do you don't have Fae 3?
No, I have Fae 2.
Okay, so it'll cost you 2 glamour to cast this spell, or
Okay.
this cantrip, I should say. Your difficulty is going to be 6.
Okay. I'm spending a willpower.
Okay.
Fae, that's taking into account that Fae is my favored
Yes, it is.
thingamajig.
Difficulty is 8, reduced by 1 with Fae, reduced by 1 for your bunk.
So 6. Okay. That's 6 successes. Holy shit.
Yep.
That's the greatest roll I've
That
ever
was an
done.
excellent
Damn.
roll.
Bursting forth from underneath the ground, you see nettles and vines start wrapping themselves around the dragon's feet, and it bellows. As it finds itself getting stung in its legs, and it starts looking at its own feet, bowing its head down, and then trying to blow off the vegetation that's coming underneath it with acid itself.
I'm hoping that it turns its head like a 180 sort of thing to do this attack and wait till its weak point is facing me. If not, I will use some prop to enlarge something random to attract its attention.
I want to call Patches as well
Oh,
once
yeah.
I'm done with
Hello.
Brom, what are you doing?
Shit. Now I don't know. I'm not.
Who are you calling?
this. Patches.
She's calling me.
I'm calling Patches.
But unless I have an option to take the shot.
Oh, Jesus.
So deal with Braum.
Yeah,
Depends
No, I
on what Brom does.
that's it. Well, I'm not gonna leap into combat on it, so I'm just gonna hold. I might actually also go down to the ground where Sophia is and just try to find a largish rock, just in case I need to throw something.
Okay. There are actually boulders set alongside the pathway.
How much strength do you think one would need to lift and throw one of those, John?
Less than you have.
Oh, okay. That's a possibility. So I'll make my way slowly over to one of those and hold it if we need it.
Patches, the dragon is still not turning its head to the correct direction.
Great. I'm feeling my phone vibrate. Please be Sophia.
Yes, hello.
I need it to look to the west.
I need you to not shoot it, please.
I'm told that if we sting it, I thought you were saying that we need to give it a bee sting.
Yes, I'm hoping what I just did will be enough. If it can tell that there's someone here shooting at it, we're dead.
Nah.
Patches,
Well, if it doesn't fly away, get it to look to the west so I can shoot it.
Oh, sure, I'll just...
Patches,
Wave
you
my
are
hand
firing
down.
with a lightning gun,
Yep.
so it's possible that that's going to provide a different attitude than a bullet might.
Yeah. So grow some flowers or something to distract it over in that direction if you need to.
Made the no, you know what? Never mind.
I'm putting on speaker. Boop.
Sophia, what do we need?
Patches needs it to look to the west.
John, I'm gonna heave up the boulder
Oh my.
Okay.
and with a shout, not at the dragon, like a strong man's shout, like a "Haw!" as I sort of try to shot put it to the west. I'm hoping it will track the boulder and not, me.
So that's kind of a Herculean effort. Could I ask you to roll your willpower, please?
Oh, sure.
Your base strength determines your abilities to do feats of strength. It's willpower that actually lets you increase that.
Right. So yes, that's true. So I will roll my willpower diff 6.
Yes.
I got 3 successes.
So, Sophia, it's almost impossible for you to imagine how somebody could be this strong. But this boulder goes flying and the dragon turns its head. And Patches, you hear in your ear, Mark.
And I will shoot. So I've been aiming. I don't know whether I get any bonus for the amount of time I've been watching.
Yes, you have. That's 3 extra dice on your roll. Go ahead.
Wow! So that's a lot of dice.
She's been aiming for 3 rounds.
Rounds.
And I'm spending a willpower to make sure that I don't fuck this up.
That's a good idea. David.
Sorry, I lie. You have 5. You've been
5
aiming for
extra
3
dice?
rounds, but you get the benefit of a scope because someone is spotting for you.
And I am. Does this include steady hand as my specialty? Will that
Yes.
This is some exalted level of dice rolling.
Are we seeing
my
this,
friend.
guys? There's like
Holy
10
crap!
plus dice
There's
here.
12, 13 dice? 13 dice.
Damn, son.
Great. Diff?
No, we're working together.
Difficulty is 8. It's a small target.
1 takes away an 8, leaving 1, 2,
Is that but you're using your specialty? Double your tens.
3. Oh shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes with the willpower.
All right. 6 successes means that, and you're firing it with a lightning
Yeah.
specifically. All right.
I think. I mean, I don't know how. We haven't gotten into great detail about my gun, so.
It's all right. We're not going to worry too much about damage at this point.
Yeah.
You hear the crack of thunder as it just you can see it only for an instant. It's not like a laser like pew. It's like
Yeah.
and the dragon's head just whips back and it spits acid at its feet again, shakes itself for a moment, and then careens itself up, circling, and then heads west and away.
Nice shot, Patches.
Thanks for getting it to look. We'll come down. Get inside.
Watch me whip, and watch me nay nay.
I'm gonna keep my eyes on the dragon as long as I can, John. It's probably gonna be hidden by something, within too long. But
so you're watching, and the dragon just seems interested in just leaving, just going.
Woof. Come on, Sophia. Let's go. And then I look out towards where Marnie is.
I'm going to turn and shake the Duke's hand and thank him sincerely.
Damn.
Thank you.
It's
You, I didn't know you were a marksman. That was great help.
I, once upon a time, held a different rank.
We all have to start somewhere.
coming for your job.
I took the liberty of accessing your service records.
Roll up the mat.
Ooh.
And,
If you want to make it with the Duke on the ramparts, I would not be mad.
I would be furious.
I would applaud.
I
You
don't
just-
think we're quite in the heat of battle. It was just one shot, okay?
I can just imagine, though-
Not miss your chance to blow because opportunity comes.
I can just imagine, like, just Patches listening, and all she can hear is Sophia going like, "Yeah."
do it, do it.
I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy,
Being hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
Oh God.
Oh. Yep, Hadville. I ship it.
Yeah.
My first official ship.
You said that like 8 million times.
You shut your mouth. Oh, pew. Yay.
Okay.
Okay. We head down.
I'm not sure what you're doing.
Hey, John, what are the chances that I could like cast Spring and try to heal some of this acid damage in the terrain?
Chances are relatively high that you could do this thing, if it weren't for the fact that the Slua guard who normally stands outside this door comes along and then just starts trying to usher you back into the freehold.
Oh, but I
can wait.
I can fix.
Sorry.
Oh.
I can wait.
Sophia, it will be fine. No mortals will see it. Marnie is safe. We're
You'll
all
have
safe.
better luck when school comes out. And he points, and the building that's next to the freehold itself, the one that's looks like not the gray brick, but kind of like the beige brick. There'll be a lot of them very soon.
Marnie.
And Marnie like picks up like her sundress and just starts like beetling her way across. And then when she gets to the area with the acid, she just sort of reaches out and she taps at it with her foot and then runs across as well as the acid seems to have neutralized.
Nice.
Well, I'll extend my hand definitely to like, catch her hand and help her inside the free.
Lay yourself down over the acid
your
so she
jacket.
can
like
walk across.
No, my whole body. Yeah,
It's
no,
true, you
exactly.
are all
Like
rocky
a
and
true
stuff.
gentleman.
Please.
Brom, when you grab her hand,
God damn it.
Fuck.
when you grab the hand, you hear just that.
Okay.
It's not enough to like screw with you, but like you can hear it in your head as you pull them into the freehold. Duke Granville comes down the steps after Manda pushes the trap door closed behind them. I hear you're having penance.
Sorry, who is this that's asking?
The Duke.
The Duke.
Oh, switch back to me. Sorry.
No, he's talking to. I think he's coming down the stairs to see Sophia.
We're all together?
Yeah.
Great. We are, and if I'm sure you've had plenty of invitations to other penance celebrations, but we would be very honored if you would be our guest of honor and award the penance at the end of the night.
I believe it would be remiss of me not to attend after assisting me with such a large dragon. We have
Thank
fresh lemonade.
I would love some with this unseasonable weather.
Yeah.
Food, yes, please.
I'm gonna take a knee in front of this guy as well, just like while he's asking.
Sir Brom, if I may ask, eject Kenwyn from the freehold. His party will no longer need to remain.
Of course. Your Grace.
Thank you.
And I give Sophia a look, but like I can't really communicate anything with it because that's not who I am. I just look at her and where is Kenwyn?
It's the one with the punchable face.
Yeah, where
Yeah,
is he?
basically.
And I think we'll end the session
He's the one with the punchable face.
there.
I am going to eject him right through a fucking window. I'm
Yes,
so excited.
throw him into the unneutralized
And then I'm going to
acid.
say, and stay out. It's going to be amazing. Maybe something with a she, or there's going to be a joke in there.
Hey guys, we didn't screw it up.
Well,
Next week might be when we have our fun and games. But this week, we learn a little bit more about ourselves, about others, and we'll see where it goes from there. I have 3 players. This is day 5, and someone needs to win the play of the game. I'll need your help with that, alongside asking the players questions and answering yours, the viewers, on John's Fancy Corner coming up in just a moment.
Well, certainly wasn't expecting a big green dragon to show
Neither.
up.
Wow,
was
holy
I.
crap nuggets. And in like the last 40 minutes of the game, too. It was...
It's pretty crazy.
I'm like, it's a good thing that the Duke significantly outranks Patches.
Why is that?
Why?
Oh.
Because you'd go for it?
My.
Go
Because
for it.
she understands proper protocol.
He is a Fiona. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
Fiona will make it
Well,
with
Maybe
He's
it's
anyone.
noble and she's not. Much
It's
less
true.
being the Duke and her being a normal.
Oh
person.
my.
Yes, but they make a very good point about being Fiona.
He's very like passionate in his.
Then it's his move. Because she won't step across.
Oh,
her.
he'll move. Sophia can make things happen during Pennons.
No, we'll wait for Solane.
Yeah.
Then
Why
you won't
not
even
both?
remember.
Why can't we?
If you remember. Oh shit.
Oh, yeah,
no,
we had a
won't.
question about Sawain, because Patches is unseelie. Does that mean she remembers everything?
I don't think that's how that works.
No, it's members of the Shadow Court who can ostensibly remember
Ah.
everything.
Oh yeah, right. Oh.
Note to self: join Shadow.
Join Shadowcore. We
Oh,
know
God.
Destroy you. That's gonna be a whole different game. Oh, I'd like to address
Oh,
the
but that's my
elephant in the
character's
room.
secret. What's the
Okay.
elephant in the room?
Well, the dragon in the room,
Duke?
actually. No, my pronunciation of the word Duke,
Duke.
in that one moment, I gave
Yeah.
it the uvular U, and it was like
The
such
Duke.
a weird moment.
The Duke.
And well, I think I might have
Duke.
Just like
underlined it a
Duke.
little bit.
Duke. It's Joel Miller's Shakespeare training.
Yes,
We're gonna
Duke,
forever. It's just like
Duty.
we're all gonna go whip until the rest
Yeah, and
of
we
our
have
lives.
to say duty. You can't say
It's just
duty.
so-
Like that's wrong.
Duty.
Duty, duty, Duke.
But it was just
The
yeah.
Duke.
So not that is not
The
a play of the
Dukes.
game. It's just a fucking thing that I said.
John and Scott both do it. Yeah,
It's a thing.
they've done the acting classes, right? You don't
I
have to
almost
say
always
Duke.
pronounce it Duke.
Anyone who's done
Well-
classical theater training, chances are pretty good that they have
When else
habits
do you say
like
that
that.
word?
Actually, my favorite was like a story that Joel told secondhand of somebody else, who, an old classical actor who would pronounce all those, liquid U's, the dukes and the whatever, and someone kind of commented on it one day, like, why do you do that? It's so weird. It's so old. And the actor just responded with like, ugh, you make me want to pook.
Ah.
Hey.
That's hilarious.
Lamau.
Duke?
All right. It looks like we've got our play of the games.
Dost thou know me, man?
Privacy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with privacy. I
But I knew someone from here. who had
Sophia's
friends-
timely dragon research, Patches shoots sharply, and Brom shares a moment with Little One. Vote now, 0, 1, or 2.
And option 3 is the power of teamwork and friendship.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
it's an
fuck.
option,
We
so
all
it
have
won't
to
get
share
registered,
the one
No,
XP.
don't actually vote for option
You'll
3.
get 0.33 of an experience
which doesn't register as it doesn't round up. Like it
Right, no.
rounds down, so we
every
get
time.
nothing.
We always get nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't carry over. You can't steal the
Yeah, I break ties.
half pennies.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask what you guys learned while we're waiting. We're going to start in reverse order here. So, Scott?
Well, I learned that Marnie somehow figures into Brom's mysterious past, or at least maybe someone like her. I think as far as me, though, John, I kind of realized that I'm not sure, what Brom's... I learned that I wasn't sure what Brom's combat abilities were other than big, loud, flashy things. You know? Fighting, punching, throwing, kicking, dragon's eye or whatever. Like, it's flashy. And if we needed subtlety, I wasn't sure what to do in that situation. It's just an interesting thing.
Kate?
I learned a bit about my gun's capabilities, and it seems super cool already with just that one thing. And that the Duke is more than a cokehead, so that's cool. Because so far, that was basically our only exposure to him.
What would you like a bump? Just...
Yes.
And just before we get to you, Liz, the poll is over. Winner of the play of the game.
Yay!
Woo! Patches shoots sharply, although this was actually relatively close.
Mm-hmm.
The other two options came in with 5 and 4 votes.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Kate took it with 8. All right, Elizabeth, what did you learn?
I learned about dragons and put that into practice right away. So that was pretty cool.
Hilariously.
Yeah. And Sophia learned, I think she's starting to get a grasp of how she can help in crises like this. So that was
Sing-songy whisper at people? What do you...
Well, she's
love
like,
that.
hey,
That's
look, spring.
very funny. Yeah, no, it's...
It can help things. That's fun.
D-Cyborg, my favorite World of Darkness system. Do you mean like the systems themselves? Like, you know, first edition, second edition, revised, 20th anniversary, exalted? Or do you mean setting? Let me know, and I will answer your question for you. Brom's really Super Mario.
Dude.
Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, he's a plumber. He's from Brooklyn. Wants to fight Bowser. I'll buy it.
Apparently has no chest hair, but does have nipples. Sorry.
Well, you haven't seen my bare chest. So.
Didn't Brom take his shirt off when he was getting the bullet wound?
Oh, I
penance?
Yeah, we've all
did.
seen
We all
it.
took a half
We all
second.
took half seconds.
We can
Both.
take another one.
So, is that a Sailor Moon shirt?
Sure is.
Coming back, it's been 3 hours.
Hey,
You just
I haven't noticed. It's just
That's
like, I was
fabulous.
just wearing muscle tee. I must have seen it 10 times by now.
No, I got this one at the Montreal Comic Con.
So, my favorite World of Darkness setting is a toss-up between either Changeling, the Dreaming, or Werewolf, the Apocalypse. My favorite version of the rules, however, it's trickier. I definitely think that the way that they've changed up the way the rules work and standardized it across all the 20th anniversary is really nice. But I really would like to sink my teeth a bit more into the new World of Darkness's mechanics, which I feel are very simple in terms of dice rolling. Although I'm not certain that it actually works as well as I'd like it to. But hey, in the end, there's always Mind's Eye Theater's rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Oh, right, they renamed it to Chronicles of Darkness. It's now no longer the New World of Darkness. It's the Chronicles of Darkness.
Sailor
Sounds a
Sophia.
little better.
So they're asking you guys what your favorite settings are for the World of Darkness, but I don't imagine that the three of you have as wide a range of experience as I do.
Can you imagine if I suddenly like whipped out 20 core books and was like,
Oh,
well,
I've been studying.
no.
Yeah, having only played in a very few games set in the World of Darkness, like more generally, I'm loving C20. I really fell in love with Changing the Lost, the core book, but I never got a chance to play. I don't know, something about it just really drew me in. I liked the Politics of Vampire, the Masquerade, but I didn't get a chance to play for a long time, so that was a different kind of world.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, friggin' Exalted was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
What a party.
Unfortunately, all the sort of generation of people that were playing the World of Darkness games all graduated just as I started at CJEP, which is when I started gaming. So it was all D&D, and that's about it as far as my gaming experience was. I did do some L5R, I did do some Exalted, but like I did character creation for Vampire and Werewolf. Games never actually got off the ground.
Right.
So
Ooh.
Who knows?
Right.
Maybe we'll just maybe if I party wipe, we'll just resurrect all of you into a different, same universe, different system.
We just
We're getting into our
just
groove.
You
Sorry,
might need
I interrupted you, Liz.
Oh, I just said I have no experience.
Oh,
I was gonna, like,
oh, you were
wipe
gonna
your
wipe
face
my.
or
Okay,
something, I
my
don't
bad, my bad.
Yeah, I do love combat as well, and I like it. I haven't. This combat started a bit too late for me to start worrying about like making it an actual combat. Plus, it was an unfair combat, shall we say? So I didn't think that this was the right time to start delving into any serious combat there. There should be a little drama behind every combat. There should be a lot of dragon potentially. I bloody hate werewolves. Geist is pretty cool. Changeling the Lost I liked. Werewolf the Forsaken is alright. The one that I wasn't such a fan of from the Chronicles of Darkness would be... the one that I didn't like as much was Mage the Awakening. I find Mage the Ascension gave me what I wanted from Mage, and Mage the Awakening just kind of took it all away. But that's just me. Captain Daff, I'm only going to do this. He said to me something private.
It's like, I don't see anything.
But Werewolf is... I have great love for Werewolf. Werewolf is the game that I've had the most fun LARPing. And I really do enjoy it. But I also like how you can intermix them as long as you've got expert mode turned on for your GM.
Whew.
Hey!
Did you learn anything about us, John? Can I ask that? I don't know if that's appropriate to ask.
There's a few things that I know that I have to do now in this game, which I'm look forward to. And what interests me... So I'll say one thing that interested me about each of your characters. How about that? So for Sophia, I'm surprised she lied. For Patches, I'm surprised that she's not more reticent. But that's a good thing.
Subject. Oh.
And for Brom, I'm wondering how long it's going to take. That's as vague as I'm willing to be right now.
I
ran a Mage the Ascension LARP for about 3 or 4 years in Montreal, or co-ran it anyway, and that was fun. That's actually the source of the red Miata. I put throwbacks for my other games just in case somebody recognizes it, but then again, I imagine that nobody in this chat would have. So, so this week, coming up.
Ping. Guys, if you would like, and I highly recommend that if you're free, you do, tomorrow at 4 p.m. That's correct, Lumafade. Thank you so much. I got the Dr. Surgeon MD, hashtag Dream Daddy Doctor. We might try to wrap up Find His True Love. We might try to wrap it up. Oh, and yes, sorry, I have to announce, because if I don't announce, I won't remember. Thank you, Kung Fu Fenris. It's a pizza party. I promised it. Well, he promised it. And it's going to happen. Right, correct. Sausage and eggplant pizza, if I can find it.
Yuck. Don't actually do the eggplant.
Well, I could.
Don't do
Yeah,
it.
that'd be funny. It'd be really
Just
funny.
get a sausage pizza and then have an eggplant next to it to look pretty.
Tomorrow, 4 p.m. EDT, join me. And, correct, Captain Dav, 6 a.m. pizza party. If you get some the night before, and then
Get some.
Breakfast pizza.
breakfast pizzas, wonderful.
Tuesday, I imagine it will be a Jeff de Duce.
I believe that Tuesday is not happening this week, but we can wait for Julian's tweet about that. I know. What are you gonna do?
Wednesday, we'll see RPG Clinic. It's possible that one of my players might want to get something accomplished before Pennons. There may be a bonus stream in our future at some point this week. Watch on the Twitters. Who knows what Sophia, Patches, or Brom could be up to before the big day. However, we have to have something to do in the mornings, right?
Yes?
If you're talking about me, I can't confirm until after my interview on Tuesday, and possibly not until thereafter. So stay tuned to the Twitter on my front.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Even Thursday might be in jeopardy if I
Yeah,
suddenly get
Patches and Duke go on a date.
Well,
Look,
we'll find different times for you if need be. But we do know that there's something happening on Friday.
Punchy, we're playing through the Lonesome Road DLC. Gonna kill a Deathclaw and take its hand, make a super fist, bang bang.
It's been quite something. Punchy.
Quite a time.
So, Cyborg, the last campaign that we ran about a little under 2 years.
It was 58 stream sessions, and there were about 5 or 6 sessions before we started streaming just to get us used to the system.
So not as a bad amount.
Captain Daff may be streaming directly after this. We will salute him. Echoes through song, and also his counterpart, she who knows 10,000 things. Aragorn, Captain Daff, thank you so much for helping us keep this going, and thank you again for letting me hold on to that recap for today. I also have to thank everybody who subscribed, not only today, but also in the past. It is your support and your donations that help us make this stream what we can and to try to improve on it. For anybody who joined us first, you can watch every episode we have ever aired. It's all there on YouTube. You can find out where at rpgclinic.com, where you can also see forums to discuss things, a place where you can submit your own fan content, art, and writing, and edit our wiki. Special shout outs to Kate specifically, and Ashley, and everyone else who've helped make that wiki what it is. I am so pleased with it so far, and it's only getting better. Laurent, your art, alongside Vectorweg and all the others that we're getting, I appreciate it, but this time around, I'm going to need something else. I want, on Twitter, using the hashtag ChangelingTS hashtag, your guest music. However, the music that you submit has to be in the form of a link, and it must be music from a video game.
Oh.
It can be any genre you like, but if it's interesting enough, let us know. Throw it out there. Thanks to everybody who followed up on the last challenge to sign up for those forums. I really appreciate it. There's going to be more content on there, and I will also make sure that there are some things that you can only find on the forums. Nothing critical, but little hints that you might be interested in seeing. Some in-character stuff will be posted there. Lyric free if possible, Pukajutsu, yes. In the meantime, thanks so much for tuning in. See you next time.